Legion are a big part of future rotations in Super Bowls. I hate the insult to injury thing. This obviously could have been San Diego. This is going back a decade.
I was about to say, this absolutely should have been San Diego.
This Allegiant thing that's going to play out was San Diego. Yep. If Allegiant existed in San Diego. Right? Like, as simple as that. Yeah. It is as simple as that.
Now, live from the studios of San Diego Sports 760, it's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour one of Jon and Jim on this Friday afternoon. Of course, we'll get you ready for Padres baseball tonight, coming up against the Rockies, game 2 of a 4-game series. A very good show in store for you, including our Padres Insider Kevin Acee, who will join us at 5. We'll be joined weekly by Greg Camarillo, the former NFL receiver, who, of course, is with Darnay each and every weekend as well on NBC. Football night in San Diego. Greg Camarillo, Rich Ornberger, and Darnay Tripp will join us today at 4:30. We're also going to catch up with San Diego State guard BJ Davis at 3:30. But we should start with where we just were. We just gave out some free lunch. Remember, we were promoting free lunch. Use the talkback mic. Our winner was Nick over at Miramar Fire. And I've got a Miramar Fire Department shirt on, thanks to fine folks over there. They gave us both shirts.
I got a sticker.
Yes, we both have stickers.
And a junior firefighter hat.
I do as well.
And a
for my
shirt as well.
Jones. But congratulations to Nick. It was awesome to meet the entirety of the fire department at Miramar on base. We probably sat down with 15 or so firefighters today. We're so thankful for what they do in this community. It's always nice to be on a military base when you understand the complexities, those that are literally putting lives on the line. We put headsets on. You got firefighters. You've got trained military personnel.
We took a ride in a fire truck.
We took a ride in a fire truck. But congratulations to Nick, and thank you to Sombrero Mexican Food for providing lunch here today.
You got to honk the horn.
I did.
And you got to turn on the siren.
I did.
That's pretty cool.
Doesn't get much better than that.
No, it doesn't. That fire truck was awesome. That was my first time in a fire truck, by the way.
Is that right?
Yeah. I've never.
You need to get out more.
I've never. Oh, have you taken all these rides in a fire truck?
I've been in a fire truck. I feel like most people, when they're young, end up in a fire truck.
Really?
Most children have gone to fire stations. Were you a child?
Yes, I was a child at one time.
And you never went to a fire station as a child? They literally invited my 6-year-old. Say, hey, bring them by this weekend.
I mean, I might have gone to a fire station, but I never have gone like in and got like a tour of the fire station like we did today. I've seen fire trucks. I've been around
fire trucks.
I've been around fire trucks. I've never been
Jim's
inside of a fire truck to take a ride around a naval base before.
That's crazy. I can't. You've seen them though? Which kind have you seen? The ones with the wheels and the red color?
So the
Jim
ones
plays with them all the time.
Yeah, I like fire trucks.
I like
cool fire trucks.
It was a cool experience.
It was very cool, and we're glad that Sombreros help us make it happen today. To have lunch with a listener and all of his, workmates at the fire station, and it was a fun time. The food was delicious. It was great to hang out with all of them, and it was really cool to see around the fire station and get a ride in the fire truck. And yeah, it was great.
It really was. And again, we thank them for what they do for our community, and thank you to Sombrero Mexican Food as well for providing that lunch earlier today. So here's some good news if you're a Padres fan. They won yesterday.
Yay!
Okay, stop the press's big win.
Yay!
Now, the issue, and you can't really complain overwhelmingly about a win, but it is obviously the Rockies, and the issues that have been at hand remain the issues at hand, which is their offense particularly. And then when you get into their offense, it's Manny Machado, who's in a career worst slump. He has never had a prolonged slump of this length where his numbers have been this poor. So we'll hear from Mike Schildt coming up. But first order at hand is you have to win this time of year. I mean, there's only 15 games left. Someone tagged us in a tweet today that said Mike Schildt had his 21 Cardinals on this date begin their run, actually, when they closed 17-3 and had that long winning streak. So there's still enough time where you could play good baseball. They win yesterday. We'll see if they can keep it going. But it's one of those games where it's like you win it, you don't feel overly great about it. And you win 2-0. It's great. They had to win, but Randy Vasquez was good. The offense remains the offense, and we'll see if they can win this weekend beginning tonight.
My first thought after last night's game was the first thing was about Randy Vasquez. He was fantastic last night. He was fantastic his last 2 starts against the Rockies. And I'm just thinking to myself, why did they have Nestor Cortez pitch for them again?
It's like the Rockies.
It is also the Rockies, but at Coors Field, get kind of weird there.
Sure.
And he went 6, gave up only 2. yesterday, went 6, struck out a season high 9 batters, gave up no earned runs. He pitched great yesterday. Bullpen shut it down. They did it just enough on offense to pick up the win. But I was thinking to myself, like, why did they go away from Randy Vasquez again?
Right.
And you could have had maybe 2 or 3 more wins under your belt if Randy Vasquez is out there instead of Nestor Cortez.
He wouldn't have done worse. I promise you that.
No, because Randy Vasquez has been very solid for you this year.
Yep.
He's been an unsung hero for this Padres team. Absolutely. He's like under the radar. He's not going to put up flashy numbers. His numbers aren't really good. His baseball savant page doesn't look good at all.
Yep.
But you just go look at the team's win-loss record when he's out on the mound, and he's always keeping them in games. Mm-hmm. Rarely has he gone out there and had like these massive blow-up games. Maybe a couple here and there. But for the most part, he keeps the team in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, wait, why did they go away from Randy Vasquez again? And why did they give all these starts to Nestor Cortez? Thankfully, they put Nestor Cortez on the quote-unquote IL and made the switch there and didn't try to force something. But still, yeah, they needed a big start last night, and you got it from Randy Vasquez. And it was like not the most exciting game in the world. It was actually very boring if you just only watch the team at the plate. But they got the win, got the job done at this time of the year. When you're in a pennant race, it doesn't matter how you win the game, just win the game.
Yeah, I went back and looked. So when Vasquez was sent down, he had made 5 consecutive starts where he didn't get out of the 5th inning. So there was 2 where he didn't get out of the 4th inning, and there were 3 he didn't. Now, some of that was because that's how the Padres want to play it. They went right to their bullpen.
Yeah.
Randy Vasquez would give them that opportunity. They'd go to their bullpen. Now, his last 2 starts since returning from AAA have been 6 innings each, like you said, against the Rockies. So there's that part of it, which is encouraging, and you can only beat the team on your schedule. And then there's this prolonged slump that has only deepened it now for Manny Machado, who continues to not take days off. He has not had a day off all year long. We'll see if that changes today. I haven't seen a lineup as of yet. Let's hear from Mike Schildt. Manny Machado yesterday goes 0 for 4. He's got now, you saw this from Dennis Lin, since August 1st, he's 170th in OPS out of 174 players.
Don't tell that to Mike Schildt.
He's 170th. So listen to the question and the answer post-game from Mike Schildt after Manny goes 0 for 4.
What do you think's going on with Manny? He's like 2 for 29, 0 for 17, 2 home runs since August 20th.
Yeah. One thing's going on with Manny. He played made 2+ plays in the third defensively.
Well, yeah.
That's one thing that's going on with Manny. Grabbed a big bag the other day. Listen, it's kind of similar to the question to Luis. And I understand the question. He'll understand the question. What's going on with Manny? The game can get you in a spot, but it can be a little challenging at times. That's as simple as that. The fact of the matter, he's still Manny Machado, who's, all-star and Gold Glover and, a pillar of our team. So he's going to be just fine. We'll look up and it'll be a blip on the radar.
Oh, a blip.
Maybe has it only been a game or 2?
Just a little blip. Mike Schildt's so funny in the fact that he just can never bring himself to like be honest about what's happening. He always has to revert to this positivity that at times it feels like it's almost like a toxic positive. Like
it's like too much. Manny would never say this about himself, obviously.
No. I understand the question. Yeah, well, if you understand the question, then answer the question.
Once he says, I understand the question, that's his excuse to now lie from that point forward.
Right.
Because once you say that, basically, that means you're asking me to be critical and you've backed it up with facts. Barry Bloom, to his credit, is like, he's 2 for his last 29.
Good job, Barry.
0 for his last 17.
Yeah.
Like Manny Machado, the blip that Mike Schildt's referring to is a 691 OPS over his last 81 games.
Yeah.
81. That's half of 162.
Yeah, I look, Mike doesn't live in reality, so it's becoming more and clear that just anything that Mike Schildt says, just in one ear out the other, because he does not live in a reality that is what we're watching every day. So
I understand the question.
I understand the question. No,
I
you
hope
don't.
So.
I
mean, how could you not? It's a question.
It's a question. Hey, what's going on with Manny Machado? Here's the numbers. I understand the question. Okay. Well,
do you though?
Do you?
Well, then give us a legitimate answer.
Man, he can just.
I do feel like it's a disservice, though, to the fan base. I'll continue to say that.
Yeah.
There are sometimes we're not asking you to rip Manny Machado.
No.
Like, you need to do better. In fact, I'm going to go to his locker after this in the clubhouse, and I'm going to yell at him. We're not asking that. He could just say he is scuffling. He's scuffling right now. We've rarely seen it in his time in the major leagues. This guy's a first ballot Hall of Famer. It's a hard sport. He's scuffling. He understands it, so do we. We're going to support him through it.
Like, Don, he just doesn't have that in his.
He doesn't
like vocabulary,
or at least like his bag.
It's not in his bag of excuses or explanations. Or you're right. He goes to the default of I understand the question, and you're right when he says I understand the question.
I have to lie.
Yep, he has to lie. He has to try to spin this positive. Well, he made 2 great plays. I could also back that up and say, well, actually, he also made an error in the game as well, Mike.
Like he committed an error and he stole a bag the other day. What are we talking about? Okay, great. He stole a bag the other day. If you had a doll with the string in the back, what would be the 3 or 4 things he says? I understand the question. Like what's the go-to? Strings pulled, and then you hear Mike Schildt talk.
There's a lot.
Are there? I don't even know. I'm so
he just has so many things that love his fight, love his heart.
Right.
Just the cliche stuff that you're just like you roll your eyes and you're like, Mike, just stop this. You're not. This is not it.
Right.
Just like be honest, dude. You can be honest with also being positive.
Yeah.
He refuses to do it.
Everything has to be spun.
Yeah, I do think honestly it rubs a lot of people the wrong way. Not just us. I think it rubs a lot of people the wrong way, especially inside the organization. It's not just us.
It does. It's all water under the bridge when you're winning at a high level.
Yeah,
they're winning at like this mediocre level. For example, since the trade deadline, this big trade deadline, Laureano, Miller, maybe the biggest deadline of any team in Major League Baseball. That's what we were sold at the time, right?
Yeah,
20 and 18 since the deadline. Last 17 games. They're 6-11 with the win yesterday over the Rockies. Now they have 3 more games against the Rockies. The White Sox are coming up. It's not the most difficult schedule. It's not the easiest either. The Mets are on there and the Brewers are on there. If they finish well, water under the bridge. If they win in the postseason, everything's forgivable. And if they don't, it's going to be a very long offseason. And Dennis Lin wrote today, this is the 14th year in the major leagues for Manny Machado. He's not getting younger. This is a last best shot. I know we said that last year. He's 33. It's his 14th year. How many better chances are you going to have for Manny to really be your captain and leader and carrier beyond age 33? Is he going to do that at 35, 37, 39? There's only so many chances left.
The time is now. The time is now. And if Manny doesn't pick this thing up here, like I don't have this huge concern that they can't beat the Rockies without Manny Machado.
Right.
Like Manny's done nothing, did nothing last night, committed an error, did not play good again, and they still won. So I think right now against like the Colorado Rockies of the world, I'm not looking for Manny Machado. Manny Machado's got to be better today or else they're going to lose this game.
Sit him.
But exactly. For a postseason push and to go deep in the postseason, yeah, we're going to need Manny to show up. They're going to need Manny to show up. So, yeah, you got 16 or 15 games remaining here, dude, before the postseason starts. And we'll get it on the other side. The fact that they have not sat him yet, and we haven't seen a lineup today.
Maybe today's the day.
I still think it's going to be Sunday.
I'm not convinced it'll be any day.
You have said that.
Until they clinch.
Right.
A spot.
Right. Until they clinch. And even Kevin Acee has told us, like, when they clinch, say they clinch that Friday night home against Arizona or the Tuesday or Wednesday against the Brewers.
Mm-hmm.
You might not see Manny for the rest of the regular season until the postseason.
What's interesting, we'll discuss on the other side, is why is it that Luis Arraez says one thing about his playing time and Manny Machado clearly is saying something different? We'll get into that on the other side. Kevin Acee will join us at 5. Aztec guard BJ Davis. They've got a great initiative going on this weekend. We'll say about at 3:30, and Greg Camarillo will join us at 4:30, the co-host of Football Night in San Diego on NBC7, the former NFL wide receiver. He'll join us weekly. He'll join us at 4:30. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, make sure to download the all-new iHeartRadio app. You can search for San Diego Sports 760. Put us in your presets. You can also search for Jon and Jim. Put us in your presets. Listen back to any hour or interview. Listen live to the show. Weekdays from 2 to 6. I saw someone reply to our show and then just started asking, like, Jon and Jim, you're right. Padres need to find another gear. And they're like, Grok, what's your take on Machado's struggles? And like Grok has chimed in, the AI tool.
Oh, really?
Saying Machado's September slump, 108 average, screams fatigue after a solid 302 batting average first half. Rest or lineup tweaks could help. They need Arraez and Tatis to ignite the offense. What's your bold prediction for the stretch run? He's then asking, I guess,
This is from Gronk, the AI, or Grok, whatever it's called.
Yeah, Grok.
I called it Gronk.
Yeah, Grok.
Grok.
They even recognize that Machado needs a day off. That's what Grok said.
Wow.
How ridiculous is that? And now, so to that point, yesterday, Luis Arraez had some interesting comments, all right? And I know Marty posted this. I think it was from a conversation she had. It was part of a scrum. Let me find it.
Yeah.
This was Luis Arraez yesterday. I understand if Schildt benches me or gives me a day off, I take it. He's the manager. I'm here to support the team to win games. This was Luis Arraez heading into yesterday. He had 3 hits yesterday. The thing is, I'm glad he said that, and I appreciate him saying that. But Manny Machado is not the same player as Luis Arraez in that regard. I mean, Manny's not going to ever be quoted with a similar quote to that one from Luis Arraez because he's going to play each and every day no matter what is happening. Mm-hmm. And that's been clear because he's played literally every game. He has started every game this year. So that's in stark contrast to what we're seeing with Manny Machado. I appreciate Manny playing, but you have to contribute as well. Now we've reached the point where, is he contributing? And does he need to take the time off? And is it the manager's call or not?
Is it that simple, though? Like, is it that simple to just give him a day off and then he's just going to be better?
Well, we wouldn't know unless they tried.
That is true.
It's hard to know.
That is true. But I'm just saying, even if they did give him a day off, is that just automatically going to turn him back into the first half Manny Machado?
Just like not giving him a day off won't automatically turn him back into Manny Machado.
I know. The only way that this is going to change is because of Manny Machado, regardless of a day off or not.
Maybe, but nobody knows that. Like, does he actually need it? Because he's literally not literally, figuratively on one leg.
Yeah. I mean, you could go both ways. You could say he needs a day off and he gets a day off and he still does not produce. Or you give him a day off, he gets a day off and he starts producing.
Well, I guess what's the harm in giving him a day off? Because if you're not contributing when you're playing, can't you not contribute by not playing?
Correct.
You know?
Yeah, he's not doing anything right now that's helping the team win.
Right.
Unless you ask Mike Schildt and he's like, that's stolen base last night.
Defense, man. He committed an error, but it was good defense.
Yeah, defensive play made in that first anywhere. He moved to his left a little bit.
I mean, at some point, it's like, what's the saying? Like, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, at some point, it's basically insanity.
Yep. Kind of like that. Yeah.
So, I mean, it is also only September 12th or whatever it is. And you're playing the Colorado Rockies. So you're probably not going to try this against the New York Mets or the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah.
And maybe it's going to be to the point in the season where you've already locked in your number 5 seed and it's not going to matter. So, like, you only have so many chances now to do it if you want to do it. Maybe they don't. Maybe it just doesn't hit for the final 15 games. I mean, they're still going to go 8-7 or 7-8 or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe they don't.
Here's what here's what I would do. I'll put my Mike Schildt cap on, but actually I'm a realist.
Okay.
DH him on Saturday night.
Okay.
Sit him on Sunday. And you have an off day on Monday.
I like that.
So you get him off his feet in the field for 2 games, and you give him Sunday to just do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get that off day on Monday before you start a 6-game road trip through New York and Chicago.
Yeah, I like that.
We'll see if that happens. But I'm trying to maximize the most rest I could possibly give Manny.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be in the lineup tonight. But, like, and it's also dependent on how Jose Iglesias is feeling as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he wasn't in the lineup yesterday either. And who knows how that hand's feeling. So if his hand is good enough to be out there, then I'm putting Jose Iglesias at third on Saturday night. Cronenworth at short. Arraez at second. O'Hearn at first. Now, you want Sheets in the lineup, but it's also Manny Machado. So, how's that going to work out? That's another question that you have to ask yourself.
I mean, you could also argue like maybe just give him multiple days, which seems a little crazy since they've given him 0 days to this point. Is he really going to
give him
multiple?
Saturday, Sunday, and then that Monday off day? Three off days?
Well, Kevin said the last week of the season, like you said, if they clinch Tuesday or Wednesday, he might not play again for the remainder of the year. That to me is kind of crazy. I would never want to go into the postseason not playing for 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, I think the best course of action is to give the off day to him now. If he's going to allow it,
right?
Then at the end of the year, right before the postseason. Maybe I don't know.
You can do maybe both. I mean, if they clinch on a Friday, you give him the day off Saturday and or Sunday. And but maybe he needs the day. Like, it's hard to be like, hey, I can't wait for 2 weeks from now for my day off, but you need it now. Like, so you could say, oh man, I'll just get there. But it's hard for you to get there, clearly. There has to be a reason for his struggles. They have to be tied to the fact that he's played as often as he has. He's in his 14th season. He's not 100%. There's no way it's just happenstance that the worst stretch of his career has just played out right now with him seemingly like on one leg, on fumes, right? Well, is it just bad luck?
No, it's not just bad luck. But when Fernando Tatis Jr. was going through those struggles and Jackson Merrill through his struggles and Luis Arraez, like, what was the reason there? They just weren't playing well.
This almost seems even more noticeable.
And it's noticeable from the standpoint of, like, Manny's on record to the media, I think to Kevin specifically, saying that he needs an off day.
Oh, yeah, that too.
And that was recent.
Mm-hmm.
But then he also backed that up saying, well, probably too late now.
Right.
But I need a day off. But I can't because we need to win a bunch of baseball games. And I probably missed my time to get those off days.
Dennis wrote today in The Athletic that they have internally in the organization discussed what they need to do here with Machado in terms of giving him time. So the question is, will they do it as early as tonight or this weekend? We're going to find out. We'll see that lineup for the Padres coming up, hopefully at some point in the next 30 minutes. How significant is the slump for Manny? We'll give you the exact numbers on the other side. Plus, coming up at 3:30, Aztec junior guard BJ Davis. They've got a big awareness campaign going on this weekend. We'll tell you about Greg Camarillo, the former NFL receiver, at 4:30. Kevin Acee, our Padres insider, will join us at 5 p.m. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update is brought to you by Rapid Radios. Padres taking game 1 of their 4-game series against the Rockies last night, 2-0 behind 6 shutout innings from Randy Vasquez. Game 2 of their 4-game series tonight at Petco Park. 6:40 first pitch. JP Sears on the mound for the Padres, and SDFC takes on Minnesota tomorrow at Snapdragon Stadium. 7:30 p.m. kickoff time, 7 p.m. pregame. Listen right here on your home of SDFC, San Diego Sports 760. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscriptions ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off.
All right, Jon and Jim, Aztec junior guard BJ Davis will join us at 3:30. San Diego State men's basketball team will host a fentanyl awareness 3-on-3 basketball tournament. And that is with the U.S. Attorney's Office. So that's a unique event that they're hosting this weekend. We'll catch up with BJ Davis on that and on practice and the upcoming season at 3:30. We also have Greg Camarillo, the former NFL receiver, joining us at 4:30, the co-host of Football Night in San Diego on NBC7. And then Kevin Acee, our Padres Insider, will join us coming up at 5 p.m. So how bad has it been for Manny? Kevin writing this today. This is the worst 38-game stretch of his career. There's no close second. I mean, none. So since August 1st, these 38 games, his OPS, his on-base percentage, added into his slugging percentage, is .537. It is 45 points worse than he's ever had as a major leaguer in 14 seasons over that stretch. 45 points.
Is that good?
Worse than any stretch of his career. So that's why I can't be sold on, not that anyone's selling it really, that it's anything other than fatigue. When he says it publicly and when he's playing that poorly, that's just like, it's not happenstance. He's not smoking balls to third, right? He's not getting unlucky. He's playing it terribly, especially more recently when you watch these last 4 or 5 games where he's 0 for his last 17.
Making errors in the field, not being productive at the plate, hitting water coolers.
That's his last hit.
Yeah. That is his last hit.
The Gatorade cooler.
Well, I'm glad he got a hit off the Gatorade cooler, because if you missed the Gatorade cooler, then we have some bigger problems. Yeah, exactly. Way bigger problems.
But I mean, it's kind of insane. The other part of it, and that's maybe for another day, is that they have him under contract for the next, 8 years. 8.
Yeah, it's going to, that's a conversation for another day. I get it. I understand the question, John.
Oh, do you?
I understand the question, but man. Yeah, the long-term deal of Manny, we all know long-term deals never look good in the end.
Sure.
But if you have big seasons early on and you help the team win and you get to a World Series or you win a World Series, who the hell cares what happens in the final 5-6 years of a contract?
Right.
But that's the thing, is like, if they don't win now, then the problem becomes even bigger for you, because this guy might not age well. And if he's getting this tired and performing like this now, I mean, just imagine how many times they're going to have to get him off his feet during a season 3 years. Like, he might have to become the permanent DH for this team.
It'll be a day. I mean, you just look at a contract like this. Like, look how many years are on this sheet.
I know.
26, 27, 28, 29, 2030, 2031, 2032, 2033, 2033. Like, and I understand it. To your point, that's how baseball works. You overpay, you pay for past performance. What was the alternative? It's like signing a franchise quarterback. What's the alternative? You don't want Dak Prescott? Okay, start over.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You have to sign that player.
And Dak, has he won in the postseason? No. But I mean, has he been a good regular season performer? Yes. Manny, has he won in the postseason? No, not necessarily at times. Has he been a very good regular season player? Yeah, he's been brilliant at times. So, like, you're paying for all that. It's all kind of baked in. But I don't need to worry about 2026 right now. I'll worry about it at the end of 2025. I'm just concerned 2025 doesn't finish well for Manny Machado. Maybe he turns it around. Maybe it's an off day. Maybe it's October. But I'm concerned. How could you not be concerned based on what we're watching?
There's a lot of pressure on Manny Machado. A lot of pressure. Because if they don't do well come postseason time and they don't make a run and they get bounced in like the wild card round or the divisional round and Manny does not play well, sorry, but the majority of the blame will go on Manny,
Right.
whether you like it or you don't. And that's just how it works. So there is pressure on Manny for sure. There is absolute pressure on him to produce with time running out. And I said the other day, if you lined up all the players that were slumping on this team and you told me to pick one I had the most faith in to turn it around, I'd pick Manny Machado because of his track record. I do agree with that. His track record does show that, over the course of a season, like he's going to get his numbers. He's done it damn near every year of his career almost. I don't know if he's going to get his numbers now, but if you told me right now he does get his numbers, then that's a great thing because he gets nuclear red hot for the remaining 15 games of the season.
Point. I mean, would you, like you said it a couple of days ago, will you say it each and every day for the remainder of the regular season if this continues? Will you say 10 days from now, if he's 2 for his next 30 again, I've seen it before, so it wouldn't surprise me if you did it again.
I'm not going to say like I have faith in Manny Machado to produce big come postseason time. I'm just going to give him the opportunity to show that he can do it. Like I'll give him that opportunity. Like, hey, all right, go out and do it. Go out and prove it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like there's no better option than Manny Machado in that position.
No, that's certainly the case. Yeah.
So he's going to get every opportunity to help this team out and improve on his play and come up big. Hopefully he does. Because if he doesn't, he'll get a lot of blame, especially if they get bounced in the postseason before a World Series.
And the truth is, a lot of this will boil down to his postseason. I mean, listen, he could hit 302 in the regular season like he was until August 1st.
Yeah.
He could add a near 900 in the regular season. If he's going to hit 215 in the postseason, which is his career average, I don't care if he hits 302 in the regular season. I'd prefer for him to finish like this if he's going to hit 302 with a 900 OPS in the postseason.
Right, because all people are going to end up caring about is what you do in the postseason.
Exactly. And, that could be anything from 2 games to 20 games.
Even though it's a little different in baseball, I feel like.
In terms of the numbers?
Yeah, I feel like in sports like football, in the NFL, especially in the NFL, and in the NBA too, you guys can win MVPs, which we have seen happen. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, they've won MVPs. They've proven that they're elite players. And like the first thing that always is discussed with them is, well, they got to do it in the postseason. Like all the time.
Yeah, it's true.
Baseball, I mean, we had that with Kershaw, but other than Kershaw, like I don't remember a player of that stature. The first thing you talk about with them is like, well, he's got to perform in the postseason. He's a great regular season player, but postseason wise, I don't know.
It's not posed that way, but don't we have that conversation a lot about Manny when it comes to that type of thinking? Like once we get to the postseason conversation, doesn't it start with Manny on, hey, he's got to hit in the postseason because he has not carried a team there?
Well, we're the only ones in town that will actually go there and be truthful and talk about it. No one else in this town will talk about Manny Machado's postseason struggles.
Correct.
That's it. No,
and
nobody.
It is a big part of the story, is it not?
It's a massive part of the story.
And you're right. It's not Kershaw nationally. No, if you ask the average baseball fan, hey, tell me about Clayton Kershaw's postseason career. He'd say, oh, they struggled.
Yep.
If I say, hey, tell me about Manny Machado's career, he'd be like, well, I don't know. He took Baltimore there. He was there after the trade with the Dodgers. Padres have been in. I don't think they would tell you, man, this guy's really been mired in postseason struggles.
Right.
Maybe some would.
Some would that would know Manny's career, but I feel like the average baseball fan wouldn't. Like the average football fan
knows that Lamar Jackson hasn't gotten over the hump,
or that Josh Allen lost last year to Mahomes again in the postseason.
I mean, Manny Machado, I wasn't kidding when he's literally hit 215 in his postseason career. 215.
He's been
a guy that in his career in the regular season hit over 280.
Yeah, I mean, look at his postseason last year. He was bad.
His postseason last year was awful.
Yeah,
5 for 28, whatever that is, under 200. Yeah. It's 5 for 25 is 200.
22. His 2022 postseason was fine.
Yep. That's exactly right.
But it wasn't anything to like write home about. It wasn't like, oh man, he had a great postseason. I think he had like 260 or something.
Right.
With like a 700 something OPS. It wasn't good. I'll say that. For the caliber of player that he is, it's got to be much better than that.
I mean, 4 for 21 against the Dodgers in a 5-game series is not good enough.
Nope.
Nobody was at the end, obviously.
Everybody holds part of the blame for why they, especially on offense, the pitching side. in game 5, I can't really put any blame on Darvish in the bullpen, but
and it's hard for me on Toddy in last year's postseason specifically, but you're right. I bet if he would have had a bigger game 5, if he homers in that game, then the game's a different game.
He was the only one, I think, in game 5 that was in scoring position or got on base. Or
insane. I remember that. I mean, that was an insane game.
That's right. He was the only player in game 5 for the Padres to get in scoring position.
And it was like early in the game, wasn't it? A couple innings in, that was it.
Yep, that was it.
Yeah, so anyway, it all boils back to, or all comes back to, I'll live with it now if he's going to do something in October, but there's no guarantee he's going to do anything in October because I've watched him not really do anything in October. All right, we can react to your comments on it if you want to weigh in. 877-767-4760. That's 877-767-4760. Again, Aztec Junior Guard BJ Davis will join us at 3:30. We'll be joined by Greg Camarillo, the former NFL receiver, at 4:30. And then Kevin Acee will join us coming up at 5 p.m. On the other side, we'll switch gears. How good are the Green Bay Packers? That's next. Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Greg Camarillo on week 2 in the NFL will join us at 4:30. Last night, week 2 kicks off. Packers at home, as expected, win. They were favored. They end up winning 27-18. Jordan Love, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Packers 2-0. Commanders 1-1. So how good are the Green Bay Packers? Starting the year 2-0, making this trade for Micah Parsons. And how are they going to stack up in this NFC after just 2 weeks? So far, so good, apparently, for the Packers.
Potentially very good. Potentially very good. First 2 games, they faced 2 playoff opponents from 2 playoff teams from last year. Now, they were both in Green Bay.
Right.
They were on the road, but still, they dominated. They dominated the Lions. They dominated the Commanders last night. That game was not as close as the final score indicated. Defensively, they look like they could be one of the better defensive teams in the league. Even Micah Parsons said post-game, referring to the Bills-Ravens game, he's like, that was a great game, but like both teams gave up 40 points. You can't give up 40 points and be a great team. Like you got to have good defense because defense does, as the adage, right? Defense wins you championships. But the thing is, they also have the offense as well. They have an all-pro running back in Josh Jacobs, Jordan Love. So far this year, no turnovers. They bolstered their wide receiver core this offseason with their draft. Now, I think one of their receivers did get hurt, and they're going to miss some time here. Jaden Reed, I believe,
broke his collarbone.
He's going to miss 8 weeks. But, Tucker Kraft, their tight end, looked like George Kittle last night for them, 124 yards receiving and a touchdown. They're a good team. There's no doubt about it. They're going to be in it as long as they stay healthy. It's just about how good can they be. I think they could be very good.
4 of their next 5 on the road, but very winnable games coming up. Browns on the road, so you're 3-0. At Cowboys, chance to get to 4-0. Your home game is Bengals at home. But again, you're at home. Then you're at Cardinals, at Steelers. I mean, they might be able to stack up some wins. And then you look at some of their more challenging games, like Eagles at home.
That could be a NFC title game preview.
Ravens at home.
That could be a Super Bowl preview.
So I mean, it stacks up or sets up when you start 2-0, where you can win 12, 13 games. I mean, you look at some of these road games, Browns, Cardinals, Cowboys, like they're capable of winning these games. They could stack up 12, 13 wins.
Over under 13.5 wins this year.
That's a big number.
We got an easy schedule, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible. I think you're probably spot on. I think that either win 13 games or they win 14 games.
Well, the hard games on their schedule, it's not, Vikings, Ravens, Broncos. I still got to see what Detroit is going to look like.
Right. They got 1 win over them already.
They do, and they dominated them.
Yeah.
But that's on the road. Then they've faced the Vikings twice, the Lions on the road here, Eagles, Steelers on the road.
Yeah, Ravens at home.
Bengals. We'll see about the Bengals. I know Joe Burrow, whatever. I mean, it's not that easy of a schedule. Like that's
no, but it's not when you start at 2-0, though. You know what I mean? Like anytime you start well, it's like what we were saying about the Padres. I know it's a long year, but when you start 7-0, it's like there's that little bit of leg up. You got the confidence, you got the momentum. They have the roster.
They do.
Where like even if they split their 5 toughest games, or their 6 toughest games, and they go 3-3, well, that gives them a chance to win like 13 games.
Yeah, I do think that they are going to be led by their defense this year.
Mm-hmm.
And if they just stay healthy and then Micah Parsons plays more, that defensive line, they have dominated the first 2 games of the season. I would give them, 13.5 is a lot.
Yeah, maybe more like 13 or 12.5 as a total over under.
But if 13-4,
yeah, something like that.
I would, as I said, I would not be surprised if the Packers, just watching after the first 2 games of the year and completely overreacting to everything in the NFL through the first 2 weeks, I would not be surprised the Packers are the 1 seed in the NFC.
11-6 last year, so 13-4 would be a 2-game improvement. Meanwhile, Jaden Daniels last night, 4.8 yards per completion. 4.8 yards per completion. 24 completions, 200 yards, sacked 4 times. His QBR was 26.
Is that good?
No. So that did not go well. I thought that was kind of a show me moment. I get it. Thursday night on the road's hard. Thursday night on the road has always traditionally been hard, and that's a good opponent. And
It's easier at the start of the season than like the middle or later half.
True,
of the season.
but you're still on a 2-day prep.
You're right.
With travel on Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know? He didn't play well, nor did the Commanders, but I'm not going to say they can't win or make a postseason run like they did last year based on some Thursday night game in week 2.
No, I'm not going to have these sweeping, strong opinions about, Jaden Daniels isn't as good as we thought he is. He's not in the upper echelon of quarterback. Dude, the Packers defense could be potentially like one of the better defenses in the league this year.
Right.
And Jared Goff and Jaden Daniels to start, and they looked, average at best against the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more or less the Packers defense than Jaden Daniels last night. And Jaden Daniels, he did not play well. He didn't. I still think he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. I just think the Packers defense is potentially that good.
Yeah, I love this quote from Jaden Daniels postgame. They played better than us. Not really much else to say.
Wow.
At 24-42, 200 yards. Commanders 1-1, Packers 2-0. Now this leads us into this big weekend. We talked about Eagles and Chiefs. We'll get into that with Greg Camarillo. The full slate of week 2 action highlighted, I think, by that game. And that's not even the Sunday night football game. The Sunday afternoon game between the Chiefs trying to avoid 0-2. Eagles trying to get to 2-0. This is the rematch of last year's Super Bowl won by Philadelphia.
Yeah. Philly's favored by 1.5. I don't feel like anybody's given the Chiefs. Everyone's thinking the Chiefs are done here. Like they had the loss to the Chargers in the opener in Brazil. Xavier Worthy, he's banged up. Rashee Rice, he's suspended. Travis Kelce is, about to, get married to Taylor Swift. He's on the way out.
Right. That's a good point.
Patrick Mahomes hasn't had good regular seasons the last couple of years. Are we watching the end of the Chiefs here, or is it way too premature?
I mean, a home dog is telling to me. I get it. It's Philadelphia. They were undefeated with the postseason last year at home, and they're a home dog in their first home game. I get it. It's the Eagles. Maybe it's the only team in the NFL they'd be a home dog too. Maybe.
This isn't like thinking outside the box. I've seen it, around social media. But here's the move for the Chiefs. You ready? Mm-hmm. To get them back to that level where they are scary offensively, and you immediately put them in the mix, not because they just have Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
You trade for Tyreek Hill.
Oh, that's creative. I mean, you can't. I mean, what their offense, the way it was under Reed on their ascent, I feel like those days are done. I feel like the way they're defended has changed, right?
Well,
no deep ball. Nothing's over the top anymore. Everything's underneath.
Well, there's your deep ball.
I guess so. I mean, listen, even without Tyreek Hill, they've been what? Among the best teams in the NFL, if not the best team in the NFL since he left, correct?
Right.
So they've just reinvented themselves.
To be led by their defense.
And they've won a ton of close games.
How many one-score games they won last year?
It was an NFL record.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yep. And they weren't blowing teams out. They weren't putting up 50 points a game.
It was like 15.
And in 2022, same thing. They were, they had to go on the road to get to the Super Bowl.
That's right.
And they were a team that did not put up a bunch of points. They won the Super Bowl like 26, 23 or whatever it was. I forget. 26, 23. So they have morphed into a defensive first minded football team. But I'm telling you, man, if you go back out, and I wouldn't be surprised if they call and see if what they can do, and whatever the Dolphins do this year. Dolphins are looking like they're going to be a bad football team. Tyreek Hill's out there, and you told me right now, give me a team that would benefit the most from Tyreek Hill. Well, I got one for you.
Can go home again. I mean, shoot, if not for the blowout in the Super Bowl, they would have scored like 7 points. I mean, It was like 40-6 or 40-7 in the fourth quarter at one point in that game. All right, Padres lineup should be out momentarily. We'll share it with you coming up. BJ Davis, Aztec Junior guard, will join us at 3:30. We have Greg Camarillo to talk more about the NFL and Week 2 coming up at 4:30. And our Padres insider, Kevin Acee, will join the show coming up at 5 p.m. We're here until 6. We're getting you ready for the Padres and the Rockies in Week 2 in the NFL. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
This update is brought to you by Rapid Radios. Padres and Rockies, game 2 of their 4-game series tonight at Petco Park. 6:40 first pitch. JP Sears on the mound for the Padres. Padres trail the Dodgers in the National League West by 2.5 games. Dodgers start a 3-game series in LA against the San Francisco Giants tonight. And SDFC takes on Minnesota tomorrow night at Snapdragon Stadium. 7:30 kickoff time. 7 p.m. is when our pregame coverage starts right here on San Diego Sports 760. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Your favorite pair, Jon and Jim.
What's becoming clear to me is SoFi and Allegiant are a big part of future rotations in Super Bowls. I hate the insult to injury thing. This obviously could have been San Diego. This is going back a decade.
I was about to say, this absolutely should
That's
have
what I'm
been
saying.
San Diego.
This Allegiant thing that's going to play out was San Diego.
Yep.
If Allegiant existed in San Diego, right? Like as simple as that.
Yeah.
It is as simple as that.
Now live from the studios of San Diego Sports 760, it's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is Hour 2 of Jon and Jim. At 5 p.m., Kevin Acee will join us. At 3:30, Aztec Junior guard BJ Davis will join us. He'll tell us about an event going on this weekend to raise awareness, fentanyl awareness, and the dangers of it. So he'll join us coming up at 3:30. At 4:30, Greg Camarillo, the former NFL wide receiver, will join the show as well. It is JP Sears night, by the way. Not like they're giving him away.
What are you doing to celebrate?
Exactly. What I'm doing is hoping they made the right decision by starting him and moving everyone back.
Mm-hmm.
So you could make the right decision even if you lose the battle, win the war. I mean, you could even lose today and Sears isn't good. But if this benefits Michael King and if this benefits Nick Pivetta, okay, I get it. I do. The best of both worlds is that Sears gives you enough that you can still win this game and you've still pushed everyone back. But let's remember, JP Sears this year in the major leagues, whether it was with the Athletics or whether it's with the Padres, his ERA is over 5. So he has struggled, to put it mildly. He's barely pitched in AAA. He's under 10 innings in AAA this year. So they're going to go with Sears, and I understand it, pushing guys back, setting guys up maybe for the postseason, and we'll see if they can still win this game even with JP Sears starting tonight.
And you'll be facing Tanner Gordon.
Jon. Is it Tanner Gordon night?
Well, for the Rockies, it is. Tanner Gordon, 5-6 with a 6.60 ERA and 60 innings pitched, 46 strikeouts and a 1.6 WHIP. Now, usually I would say you better hit that guy around, but the guy last night on the mound for the Rockies had a 13 ERA, and for his standards, shoved.
I gave it 2 runs.
Yeah, 2 runs for that guy.
Yeah, you're right.
That's
5 innings.
That's great. And you said it. You're like, if I look up in the 3rd inning tomorrow and it's like scoreless, like what, what are you doing?
And it was 1-0. That's
1-0, 2-0. Just okay. The offense has got to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Has to pick it up. And you're going to be facing a bunch of dudes this weekend with like 5, 6, 7, 8 ERAs.
Right.
You have to score runs. If Manny Machado can't get it going this weekend, if the offense can't get it going this weekend at Petco Park, it just becomes even more concerning.
I mean, this Rockies team and pitching staff is a AAA staff.
They're 40 and 107 on the year.
I can't be convinced the best AAA team wouldn't have a comparable record or have similar pitching.
I bet you Luis Campusano would actually do well against this Rockies team.
Yeah, exactly. Like he'd have a hit. Doesn't have a hit against anyone else in the major league.
He would have multiple hits, I feel like.
But you're right. Tanner Gordon as a 6.6. Herman Marquez, who's pitching in this series, has a 6.31 ERA this year. The other dude pitching in the series is TBD. I guarantee it's like you said, 6, 7, 8 type guy.
TBD's had a rough year.
For the Rockies, it's probably been good. But I think we've reached the point after winning game 1. You're like, get greedy, win the whole series, win all 4 games. I don't even care. I know they can't score.
I was thinking that before the series started.
I know. But after yesterday, you win, and now it's like you go down the path.
Well, we know 3 or 4 is the minimum.
Minimum.
Like you can't split. You lose 2 of the next 3.
What would we even be saying on Monday if they lost 2 of the next 3?
I already said it. If they split the series against the Rockies, come Monday, I am declaring the division officially over, and I am getting 100% ready to go to Chicago.
Like packing your bags?
Not me personally, but you get my point.
I'd like to go. Honestly,
you've been to Wrigley, right?
Believe it or not, no.
Really?
And I'm like there the day before because San Diego State plays Northern Illinois, which is in Chicagoland. So that's September 27th. The season ends September 28th.
Ooh.
Maybe I'll just stay.
Maybe you should. And you can be our
I'll
correspondent.
do a correspondent.
We can set you up. We can set you up at a studio in Chicago.
Are you going to pay? Are you covering expenses? You?
Me?
iHeart.
Yeah, iHeart. They'll cover expenses.
We'll get it all sponsored.
Love it.
John Schaefer on the road covering Padres Cubs.
Okay, perfect.
You're going to get me credentialed?
Yeah.
I probably could have gotten credentialed, truthfully.
Yeah, probably. It's much easier to get credentialed by other teams other than the Padres.
So are you saying if they split this series, forget about the division? And by are you saying that? You just said it.
I just said it.
What if the Dodgers got swept by the Giants this weekend?
Well, that's where like things change, and you're right. It is hard for me to just look solely at the Padres if they split a 4-game series to say that it's over. But
it's over if that.
What if the Dodgers get swept by the Giants? Like I understand it.
It's all contingent on other things happening.
Yes. I don't think the Giants are going to sweep the Dodgers.
It'd be surprising.
But I do think the Padres have a good chance to sweep the Rockies.
Are we fully on? And I know the answer. I'm going to ask anyway. Are we fully on Team Giants go sweep the Dodgers? If this happened, again, I don't think this will happen either. I think this series will be split some way, 2-1, one of the other teams, right? But hear me out. If the Giants sweep the Dodgers, Giants have won like what, 14 of 17, something like that, 13 of 16?
Yep.
If the Giants sweep the Dodgers and the Padres do what everyone expects them to do, wins 2 of the next 3 or more,
sweep. Say sweep. Say sweep. Then they're in first place on Monday
by a half game. But they're actually not because of the loss column. But yes, by a half game, they would have more wins.
So that's what you're hoping for.
Yeah, exactly.
But if they split the Rockies, then that's not possible. Even if the Giants swept the Dodgers, right?
Giants swept the Dodgers. Then you gain a game. Well, let me ask you that. If they split, if the Padres split with the Rockies, that means they lose 2 of the next 3. Are you cool with the Giants sweeping the Dodgers and then moving to within like 3 games of the Padres with 12 to play?
Yes.
So there's no fear of a team behind the Padres catching them in the standings, as we say. We can't live that way, right?
No. If that were to happen, I mean, there's a chance and there's a world where the Giants, the Padres, and the Dodgers all make the postseason.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah. So if that were to happen, the Padres have a better chance to win the division, but also the Giants are right on their tail. I'm cool with that. I'm fine. I'm looking at the division. It's a glimmer it's like a twinkle. It's like a little star in the sky. It's like kind of flickering. You're like, oh, it's still there. Right. But it all hinges on kind of, hey, are you going to play well here this weekend or not? And if they don't, and the Dodgers take 2 or 3 from the Giants, then it is done. It is over. The odds are just too stacked against you, and the numbers don't match up.
Right.
Like with 15 games remaining, I said the other night, hey, go 10-5 in your remaining 15. You get to 90 wins. That's a good season, and you're in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
But is that good enough to win a division? Dodgers have to go 8-8 or 8-7.
And they would keep you 8-8 because they've won a game.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you bring up really good points. And by the way, if the Padres actually were passed by the Giants, that's more of a reflection on the Padres than it is the Giants. That means you fell flat. I don't care what the Giants do. You have a tiebreaker with San Francisco and you're 5 games ahead of them in the loss column.
Yeah.
So if you lose 6 games to them over a period of 15 games, that's on you. Like I don't even care if the Giants went like 14-1.
By the way, don't sleep on the Cincinnati Reds. They're a game and a half out.
They took a couple games here.
Yeah, they're a game and a half out of a postseason spot.
And they have the tiebreaker with the Padres.
They face the Sacramento, don't call us the Oakland, soon to be Las Vegas A's this weekend for 3.
Mm-hmm.
Then St. Louis. Then they come home and face Chicago for 4. And they finish up their year with Pittsburgh and Milwaukee. And Milwaukee might be resting their players
final
series of the year. Now, I will also say this about the Brewers because we haven't really talked about them yet, but Phillies are right on their ass. Pause. They are on their tail.
How many games are the Phillies behind the Brewers?
2.
So all of a sudden we could be talking about this whole, hey, would you rather be the 4 than the 3? Well, now if you're the 4, you might be heading to Philadelphia if they pass Milwaukee, you're saying.
Philadelphia has won 4 in a row. The Brewers have lost 3 in a row, and it has tightened up at the top of the National League.
You want to line up with Milwaukee. And now, again, we're putting carts before horses. You got to win wild card series. You got to make the postseason. But
get your house
line up
first.
But if you can line up with Milwaukee, the difference between lining up with Milwaukee in a 5-game series or the Phillies is basically potentially your year. You know, I mean, advancing or not.
Yeah.
Phillies going to be rested, set a rotation. I know they've had pitching injuries.
And they've had injuries to their position players as well. Trey Turner, Castellanos.
You're right. But they'll be back, some of these guys, for the postseason, and they have the week off because they'll be a top 2 seed.
Imagine if they actually had Aaron Nola out there. Is that who got injured, Aaron Nola? Or was it I forget who got injured.
Well, Wheeler's done.
Zach Wheeler.
Wheeler's done for
It was Zach Wheeler who got injured. Nola's back. Wheeler's the player.
They still have good pitching.
They do. Sanchez, Nola. I forget who else.
It's like we were talking about yesterday with the Cubs. If you line up with the Cubs, I mean, you're talking about Matthew Boyd and Shota Imanaga. You know, this isn't going to be easy, no matter who they play by and large. It's not going to be easy.
Luzardo, they have, who's a tough lefty. This is the Phillies pitching staff, by the way. Sanchez, who is going to get Cy Young votes this year, is 13-5 with a 2.57 ERA. Christopher Sanchez, he's a tough lefty. Then Nola, they brought him, you know, he's come back here. Their bullpen has definitely improved with Johan Duran at the back end from the Twins. He's been lights out for them. Lights out. 13 saves. He's got a 1.83 ERA on the year. Incredible.
That's very good. What was I going to say? I had a point to make about all of this. The point is, like, listen, I'll talk about the division as much as we want to talk about the division. But I can't go sell something. I can't go sell people on something I don't believe. So I'll talk.
You don't believe it?
I don't. I'm a math guy. I'm a realist. The math supports the Dodgers winning the division. Simple as that. Yeah. It's the same reason why I don't believe the Giants are passing the Padres. Because I'm a math guy, I'm a realist, and I don't think it's going to happen. So I'm not going to sit here every day and be like, the Giants are going to pass the Padres, trust me. I mean, if they do, it's because the Padres play terribly down the stretch. Now, I hope they have a capture the city, take everything by storm final 15 games. And the Padres go 13-2 and they pass the Dodgers. And it takes the city by storm. Maybe it happens. But I can't sit here right now and be like, trust me, listeners. Trust me, Padres fans, everything I'm watching supports that belief.
Do you think, because that's an interesting point you brought up, like capture the city. Do you think they have done that right now?
No, I actually think people have I think people are very cautious right now. I'm watching, I'm listening. Now, I know it's the Reds and the Rockies, and I know it's September and school's back in session, and the Padres are drawn as well as most teams in the sport. It's the middle of the week in September. That's hard to draw. Yeah. But I'm watching last night against the Rockies. It's the Rockies. They have 0 fans there. So there's nobody in the 300 level corner.
It's the vibe is a little low.
It's just a little different here. I think, listen, people consume it. People are passionate about it, but I do think they're cautious right now. And I don't think they have captured the attention of sports fans like they did maybe a month and a half ago at the deadline.
That's because of the way they're playing.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
100%. If the Padres were playing better and they're in first place, I think the city is on fire.
100%. Completely agree. And it could still happen.
Absolutely. We've seen this city. We've been in the middle of it.
Yep.
Where 2022, last year heading into the postseason, the city was on fire. All anybody wanted to talk about was Padres baseball. Everywhere you went, people were wearing Padres gear.
Yes.
It's this town's incredible when there's a winner in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're going to see it with SDFC when they make the postseason. If they make a deep run, like, the town's going to be on fire for them. Maybe not to the extent of the Padres, but you get my point.
Mm-hmm.
This town loves to support a winner. And if they win, they'll be supported heavily. But I do agree that there is this like trepidation and a little like, you know, arm's length of like, well, you're winning these games and you won last night, but that you guys still stink on offense. Manny Machado still stinks. And
you've lost 11 of 17.
Right.
It's like, to use your analogy, it's like people are dipping toes in water, but they're not jumping in water right now with this team.
Fully. The diehards, you guys are out. You guys know who you are. They're there through thick and thin. You're in the chats with us. You're on social media. Like, you're not going anywhere. But like, as far as like the city goes, and maybe that changes when the postseason comes. But
yeah, I think it will.
But here's the thing: if they open the postseason on the road in Chicago
at like 9 a.m. Or whenever it's all based on TV.
If they don't have any home playoff games, that's gonna be like a disaster if they don't end up having a home playoff game, at least one.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. All right, we should have a Padres lineup coming up momentarily. Aztec junior guard BJ Davis will join us coming up at 3:30. Greg Camarillo will join the show, the former NFL receiver, at 4:30, and Kevin Acee, our Padres Insider, will join us at 5. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. Hey guys, it is Jon and Jim again for the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. We've been telling you about the hotel and spa at Jamul Casino Resort, now open. It is the next level of luxury. You can treat yourself to a stunning new stay, rooftop relaxation, indulgent spa treatments, and all the thrills of Jamul Casino Resort, now all in one unforgettable destination.
And now open is the Jamul 23 with endless dining. Every day you can savor San Diego's ultimate endless dining experience at the all-new Jamul 23. From their world-famous lobster brunch, served every morning, to the luxurious VIP endless dining experience each evening. Indulge in chef-curated specialties, fresh seafood, prime cuts, and decadent desserts, all with stunning panoramic views.
And sports fans, make sure to catch all the action at Tony Gwynn Sports Pub. Experience the ultimate sports showdown. You can catch the Padres, NFL, great food at Tony Gwynn Sports Pub, where fandom meets fantastic at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. All right, BJ Davis, Aztec junior guard, will join us in about 10 minutes. Greg Camarillo on the show at 4:30. The former NFL receiver Kevin Acee will join us coming up at 5 p.m. We do have Billy Idol tickets to give away. We did, again, connect with our buddy Nick down at Miramar Fire Department this afternoon. We had lunch with Nick and his crew, thanks to Sombrero Mexican food. Great experience. Jim's got a sticker. I've got my T-shirt.
The sticker's cool. It's like textured.
Textured sticker.
I like it a lot.
They gave us everything. They were giving us like the fireman hats. They were junior firemen.
They're
for 6-year-olds.
I got promoted to junior firefighter. We got to ride the fire truck. You got to honk the fire horn.
Yeah.
And turn on the siren.
Yeah.
That was cool.
It was dope. Now, I also have a newfound, I've always had an appreciation for what like police, fire, EMS, military do.
Mm-hmm.
And then you actually like get in the fire truck and you're like, yo, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
Like we turn the mic on. Okay. Like literally we turn the mic on. There's some other things that go on. I mean, there's some logistics that go on. By and large, we talk. The amount of complexity in one of those fire trucks, like it was unbelievable to me. I have no idea how you would operate that, let alone be put in a position where you need to do it on the fly and act quickly, save people, property.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's very impressive.
Very impressive. The station was impressive. It was just a really cool experience for sure. And we got to stuff our face with sombreros.
We did.
That's awesome. There's nothing that firefighters love more than free food.
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah, and us.
Yeah.
Did you get to slide down the pole?
There was no
pole sliding.
What?
It was all like one level.
One level,
here.
yeah.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
There was no pole to slide down. But I was
the Dalmatian.
The Dalmatian?
Yeah. It's a fire station. You
Supposed
have
to
to
have
have a
one of those
Dalmatian.
Well, there wasn't one.
I mean, maybe he's at home or something or sleeping.
I was thinking for a second because when we were about to get on the fire truck, he starts taking out like the fire gear.
You thought we were putting that on, didn't you?
Thought he was gonna thought he was gonna tell us, hey, put this on.
I would have been cool with that for a photo.
Yeah, like, hey, put on this 50-pound like jacket.
Yeah, like it is seriously.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
I know.
Fighting fires, you're wearing these heavy, you got all this heavy equipment with you.
You couldn't be a firefighter.
No, well, obviously. I would just fall over in the equipment probably.
It'd be bad.
It wouldn't be great.
I wouldn't be a good firefighter either.
Well, you'd be late to the fire.
Like, where's the fire at? It's already out.
Jim would be sneezing the whole time.
Yeah, you'd be. Yeah, I mean,
I can't deal with the pollen. Achoo.
Right, and that's why I have an appreciation for people that are able to do things that like I don't have necessarily an ability to do, but it's so important. You know what I mean? Like for a community, like to keep people safe. Like there's nothing more important than that.
No.
And then here we are talking about Manny Machado's struggles.
Like, oh, be better, Manny.
Yeah, but that's what I like about what we do. I've always said that's what I like about sports. It keeps
very
you kind of
harmless
away from the real world.
It's harmless to talk about sports.
We treat it like it matters, and it does. I mean, how many nights have you, for our listeners, how many nights have you put your head on the pillow at the end of the night and you can't sleep because of sports?
I'll raise my hand.
A million in my life. I mean, how many times you'd be like, I can't believe they lost like that.
Me.
I cannot believe that happened.
Me.
Right? I mean, everyone has felt that feeling. Now, we all understand it's not truly life and death by and large, but you feel like it is when you get so consumed by it. It's suffocating when you're in the midst of a season, especially baseball, by the way. The commitment, 162. It's full year.
It's a problem.
It can be a problem. Yeah.
There are times that my entire mood has been dictated.
Oh, of course.
And not only my entire mood, like how I act to everyone around me.
We have a developing story.
It's a little bit of a problem.
We have a developing story. David Morgan's been placed on the IL. Now, this is the corresponding move for JP Sears. They retro data to 9/9, so he could come off 9/24. But that is a loss, Jim. David Morgan has been placed on the IL, and this is due to right shoulder inflammation. Morgan, who has starred in this bullpen, who's been elevated post Jason Adam, who has filled leverage roles for this team, has been placed on the IL. Doesn't mean he won't be available in the postseason. 15 days, he'd come off 9/24. But that is a developing story. We've said they cannot lose additional pieces in this bullpen. Might have cost him a game just the other day, not having Jason Adam. And now David Morgan goes on the IL. I didn't realize he wasn't healthy.
Has he pitched recently?
No, I haven't seen him, right? It's a good point.
I haven't seen him recently. And when he's been out there recently, or at least the last time He hasn't looked right.
Okay.
Remember the Jeremiah Estrada against the Dodgers day, and everyone's like, why not David Morgan?
Yeah, it's always why not, right?
Or why not Adrian Morejon or David Morgan and then Adrian Morejon?
To your point, he hasn't pitched since 9-7. So that would be the last 4 games. He hasn't pitched the last 4 games. 9-7, a scoreless inning, 2 strikeouts.
And he was a guy that was going to be elevated with the loss of Jason Adam. You know, the Jason Adam injury, that could be a trickle down of Now they still have a good bullpen. They still have Morejon. They still have Estrada, Mason Miller, and Suarez.
Yeah, you're starting missing pieces here.
But they also can't pitch every night.
He's got 2.8 ERA.
And they can't pitch every night in the postseason either, even though there are off days that benefit you.
Yeah, and they'll use them
during the division round, especially.
Right.
If they make it that far. But in the wild card round, they play back to back to back days. Are you going to pitch all 4 of those guys 3 straight games and then get them ready for a division round?
Unlikely, right?
That's why the loss of Adam, it's going to hurt them. It's already hurt them the other night.
Yep.
When that was the Jason Adam spot, they didn't have Jason Adam. They couldn't go to the other guys because they were down. And you had to go to Kyle Hart. Didn't pitch awful, but it was a trickle-down effect. And it didn't work. David Morgan was supposed to be elevated into more impactful situations, more situations that he was going to get opportunities for. Now he's done. Shoulder injury at this time of the year.
Yeah, he might not.
Never a good thing.
No, I mean, to me, I'm not saying it's Jason Adam, but David Morgan had put together a very good year. I mean, a very good rookie year. 45 innings, 2.8 ERA. He had pitched very well for this team, and that's now another loss that the Padres need to overcome. All right, we'll switch gears. BJ Davis, the Aztec junior guard, will join us on the other side. We'll talk about an initiative going on with the Mesa Foundation and San Diego State men's basketball coming up next with the Aztecs guard, BJ Davis. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update's brought to you by Rapid Radios. Padres and Rockies, game 2 of their 3-game series tonight at Petco Park. 6:40 first pitch. Padres have made a roster move. David Morgan's been placed on the IL to make room for JP Sears. Morgan, he has been dealing with a shoulder injury. He's eligible to return on September 24th. And tomorrow night, SDFC, they take on Minnesota, 7:30 kickoff time at Snapdragon Stadium, 7 p.m. kickoff right here. You can listen to the match on San Diego Sports 760. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
All right, always great to connect with BJ Davis, Aztec junior guard, getting ready for the upcoming season, which is only about 6 or so weeks away. And they've got a terrific event going on this weekend to raise awareness for fentanyl abuse, essentially. San Diego State men's basketball team hosting fentanyl awareness 3-on-3 basketball tournament. And this in partnership with the Mesa Foundation and the U.S. Attorney's Office. So, BJ, appreciate you hopping on. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the upcoming season as well. But I guess I'll just start with, what's it like for you to partner with the community in this way and raise some awareness about the dangers of something like this? And thanks for hopping on.
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And I think just the important part about everything that's going on that we do and that we're helping with is just really making that impact and putting that voice out there, because this is something that's very serious and, you know, a lot of people succumb to this. So to shine light on this with the platform that we're given, it's just a blessing to be able to do something like that.
So players are going to be refereeing these 3-on-3 games. What's it going to be like to be a referee? And can you just explain to us what other things that you guys as a team and will be doing for this event?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty fun, you know, playing on the opposite side of the game. Being able to ref, it's going to be a fun time because we can, you know, just explore that side of the game and make calls and have fun. And I think our ultimate goal is really just to connect with the community and to just bring everybody together and voice that, you know, this is something serious that's going on, and however we can help to prevent people from succumbing to this, we will. So that's kind of our focus going into it.
This event, by the way, is not open to the public, but it is, again, going on this weekend at San Diego State. San Diego State men's basketball players hosting a fentanyl awareness 3-on-3 basketball tournament. This is with the U.S. Attorney's Office, and also, again, as part of this partnership with the Mesa Foundation as well. And speaking of the Mesa Foundation, and BJ Davis is with us, what's it been like to work with so many different community initiatives over the years, BJ, as part of your relationship with Mesa?
Oh man, it's been awesome. Every time we've got a Mesa event scheduled on the calendar, I'm nothing but looking forward to it. It's honestly just a great time to get out in the community of San Diego and meet new people and just, you know, connect with them and just talk about things and really just learn a whole new side of the community. So it's always fun being with Mesa and being able to give back to the community that gives back to us. So it's a beautiful thing that we do.
So your guys' schedule was released the other day, about 4 days ago. What do you make of the schedule that you guys have? You guys have an exhibition game against UCLA. Last year, you played really well against UCLA in the exhibition game, but this time it's going to be in front of fans. So early thoughts on this year's schedule?
Man, just attack it with everything we got. You know, last year, we've all felt disappointment from how it ended. So just use that fire under us to really not take no shortcuts this season and leave everything out there.
BJ Davis with us right now, Aztec junior guard. How much do you look forward to some of those early season opportunities? I go back to what you did last year in Las Vegas and some of those marquee games. That was a big reason why the Aztecs ultimately qualified for the NCAA tournament. How much do you look forward to those opportunities? Arizona, Michigan, Oregon, and so forth.
Oh man, it's everything. You know, just being a kid and shooting in the backyard, and you're envisioning yourself playing against all these big name teams and hitting buzzer beaters and doing stuff like that. So, you know, this opportunity guys like me live for. So none but blessings and gratefulness towards the situation. And we're ready to go. We've been working hard all summer And we can't wait to play somebody and really go out there as a unit and get it done.
Yeah.
And you do that game and game on.
Yeah, I feel like this team has the opportunity to be really special this year. And the guys, the work that you guys have done this offseason to get, to hopefully where you want to get to. Just talk about the bond that you guys have created this offseason, built off of last year with the returning players and then the transfers that you guys brought in. Just how do you feel about where you guys are at right now?
Man, I feel great. Every day in practice, we're getting after it. We're going hard against each other. We're competing. So it's just watching everybody grow and trying to get everybody to their ceiling. But I'm feeling great about it, man. Just being able to get everybody that we got back and being able to have another shot at this. And we know our ultimate goal and to be able to put more energy into it, I feel like, man, that's just God has blessed us with another, chance. So we're going to make the most of it.
BJ Davis with us right now, Aztec Junior Guard. It's funny you say that because, BJ, when the season ends, in this current world where there's so much movement just everywhere, it doesn't matter where, there's just movement in college athletics. When the season ended, did you think there'd be another chance with this collective group, or did you think that might have been the last chance because that's just the nature of college athletics right now?
I kind of knew that we're kind of different than that. I knew the guys that we have are typically not focused on that aspect of the game. The guys we have are just more so bought in on winning and developing as people rather than just chasing, some money and some numbers. I think if you value and have that loyalty and build on that, it'll suit you better in the end, just developing as a player, person. And all of our ultimate goals is to make it to the NBA. So that's kind of our vision, not just, okay, numbers now and satisfaction now. No, we want to work now and develop now so we can have that satisfaction later.
Which one of your teammates has impressed you the most with their growth over the course of the offseason?
Honestly, I would say Bird. Just watching how he handles things, and we're both from the same area, so we relate a lot. So just really him and watching how he's handled everything and watching how he approaches it, it's really inspiring. So,
what's it like? Yeah, I'm sorry. Continue.
There's other guys too, like Taj, Pharaoh. Really everybody has made a jump from last year to this year, so I can't just pick one person. So really everybody's making their own jump.
BJ Davis with us right now. I was going to ask you about what it's like to be an incoming freshman because you were there a couple of years ago. Yeah. Now we have LZ Harrington, we have Tay Simmons, and this is the type of team that reminds me of an Aztec team a few years ago that had all those veteran pieces and ultimately played for a national championship. Like I can only imagine being at that time in like Elijah Saunders' shoes and Miles Bird's shoes because that was such a veteran group. So now once again, veteran group. What's it like to be in LZ Harrington's shoes or Tay Simmons' shoes right now?
Well, it comes with its own trials and tribulations. I think back to my first year and just, being away from family. And obviously, Lamont Butler was in front of me. Darion Trammell was in front of me. So I wasn't really in the position that Tay and LZ's in. But from my situation, I just learned that, it's sometimes it's best for you to just watch and learn and then really apply those things when it's your time. Because I had to wait my time for this opportunity that I have now. So just really being patient and learning every day and watching the people that, have been in the program and watching the little tips and tricks that they left that I can pick up on and keep implementing.
All right. So again, this weekend, let me get this for our listeners. The San Diego State men's basketball players are refereeing a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, and the players are actually members of San Diego State's Greek system. So like fraternity brothers are playing and you guys are refereeing, and this is raising awareness about the dangers of fentanyl. Now, do you play pickup games at all as like a Division I player? Like, are there other players on campus that are like great basketball players? Like, what are you expecting to see here from the Greek system this weekend?
Oh, man, I'm hoping to see some camaraderie, man. These guys, they pretty much live the same life we do, just not playing basketball. So they're always with each other and always hanging out. So I expect to see, good chemistry between the guys.
Are you going to call a lot of fouls? Are you calling a lot of fouls?
I'm going to watch my whistle. I kind of don't want to, jam things up too much, kind of keep it flowing. So I'm going to be but if it's like a blatant foul, I'm not going to hesitate.
Is it hard? A final one, BJ. Is it hard when you get in a game to not be impacted by officiating? As in, if something doesn't go your way, is it hard to separate yourself from that and move forward or not?
Nah, man. I've been playing ball since I was about 3, 4. So of bad officiating, it just comes with the territory. Coach always emphasizes us, moving on to the next play. So, if a bad call, it can hurt you. Like it may hurt in the moment, but you can't stay there. You got to move on and get your head right for the next play.
Sound like a good coach. BJ Davis, Aztec junior guard, again, part of this event this weekend with the nonprofit Mesa, with the U.S. Attorney's Office, a 3-on-3 basketball tournament featuring San Diego State's men's basketball players as referees and members of the Greek system at San Diego State as the players to raise awareness about the dangers of fentanyl. BJ, appreciate you taking time for our listeners. Enjoy it this weekend, and we'll look forward to seeing you when the season gets underway here in just a few weeks.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
All right, great stuff. Well said, well spoken. BJ Davis, again, Aztecs junior guard. Padres lineup is out.
It is out.
We will share it with you on the other side. Greg Camarillo will join us coming up at 4:30. Kevin Acee at 5 p.m. This is Jon and Jim. Stay with us. All right, Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Padres have a lineup almost like every game.
Well, I hope they have a lineup.
They do.
Yeah.
And to no one's real surprise, Manny Machado was in it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
In fact, I'm going to stick by, and I could be wrong. I don't think he sits this weekend. Let's do a burrito bet or something over that. You think he sits Sunday?
Let's do a sushi bet.
I'll do a sushi bet just to do it.
I think he said Sunday.
Okay. I say no. I say he won't sit.
Okay.
What's the bet?
We just said sushi, right?
Yeah, but like how much sushi? Like unlimited?
I'm not gonna say sushi boat.
A boat. Yeah, let's do a boat.
Have you ever had a sushi boat?
Yeah. With you, I think. This goes back to that Vegas place we went to. It spent like $1,000.
No, we didn't.
You can't find the bill.
And we didn't have a sushi boat. You had like fish. You didn't even have a sushi. Yeah,
sushi is fish.
No, but you had like a piece of fish, like a cooked piece of fish that wasn't sushi.
I did?
Yeah, you didn't.
Was it good?
I don't know. You're the one that ate it.
I was just gonna say I wouldn't even be worried about losing like a bet to Jim involving like an all you can eat type of thing because he barely eats anything anyway. So it's like you're gonna get him 2 portions and he'd be like, "Oh, my tummy's full."
Like a parrot.
In high school, everybody loved to be around me during lunchtime because they knew that I wouldn't finish my food. So I would just give my leftovers to my buddies.
I thought you were gonna
like a dog.
I thought you were gonna say because when you're like the high school basketball captain, everyone just wanted to spend time around you.
There's the captain of the gym rats.
The captain of the gym rats, yeah. They wanted to spend time around me because they knew they would get free food.
What did you not eat? So would you bring your lunch or you'd pick up like the hot lunch at school?
Oh, I'd bring my lunch.
You'd bring your lunch. So you brought like a peanut butter and jelly and like chips and a drink and you wouldn't finish it?
I mean, my mom made me my lunch.
Which comes as no one's surprise, obviously. But I mean, was it some massive lunch that you couldn't finish?
Like a typical lunch for me every day was like a turkey sandwich, bag of chips, always an orange soda.
Oh, that's healthy.
And like a piece of candy or like a cookie or something.
And you couldn't finish the turkey sandwich, bag of chips, orange soda, piece of candy?
Well, I would finish half the sandwich and I would finish the chips and the cookie. So someone would always get like a half a sandwich.
I'm just like waiting for that. I'm just trying to envision it. Like, were they friends with you because of the food?
No, like we're still friends today.
Because they're probably like, yo.
But they know that
all the poor malnourished kids love Jim.
But aside from the lunches that I brought to school, more importantly, they love to go out to eat with me. Because I would get like a burger and I would not eat the whole burger. And then they were like, okay, I'm gonna have some of that burger.
So even as like a 16-year-old, you weren't like, most 16-year-old males are like pounding food.
Right.
And you were not doing that.
No. I was a very skinny, like 16-year-old kid. Like I was lanky and like skinny.
No, I get what it means. He's like, I was very skinny.
He was
like
thin,
lanky. Like, no, I get it. You were skinny.
I know.
Okay.
I gotta find a picture of me like in like a 16-year-old kid or something in high school.
Please.
Because there is a picture that I have in my head. But
you're like, Steve Young sucks.
Steve Young.
Whoever was like quarterback.
No.
I guess it was after Steve Young.
Back then it was like Alex Smith. No,
like,
it was
Colin Kaepernick sucks.
No, Steve Young was the quarterback in like 98. And then after that was like Tim Rattay and
no, but that's a good point. You said Alex Smith.
But I was maybe I wasn't
Mac Jones. Please don't be Mac Jones.
Wasn't Mac Jones.
No, it definitely wasn't Mac Jones.
Not yet.
And how do we even get here? Sushi. I'll buy you a roll if Machado is out of the lineup Saturday or Sunday. Okay? And you buy me a roll if Machado is in the lineup both Saturday and Sunday.
And it's completely out of the line. DH doesn't count. He's got a total off day.
No, he DH all he wants.
We have more developing news with the Padres.
I'm listening.
Xander Bogaerts, John, took on-field batting practice today for the first time since August 27th. He told reporters he believes he is ahead of schedule.
Good. That sounds really good.
That is good.
He's already taking BP. Are they going to activate him?
No, they're not.
Well, BP would be one of the things you would do before you're activated.
But ahead of schedule, let's look at this right now. I think if he's doing BP, is it out of the realm of possibility to have him ready to go next week? Like this time next week?
This time next week after the Mets series, you're saying? The White Sox road series a week from now?
Yeah.
I don't know. That sounds, if he's ahead of schedule, maybe that is the plan. Is he fielding?
Thought he was fielding.
Because that's an important part of it too. Fielding.
Right, because you can't just, you got to do both.
I mean, I don't think they're just going to DH
If he's
him.
the shortstop and he's out there, he's going to have to field.
Yeah, where's this report?
It's from Dennis Lynn.
How about this from Kevin Acee?
And Kevin Acee. What do you got?
Yeah, from Kevin. After a fairly extensive infield session, Xander took BP. Says he could hit in the game now, but not quite ready to play shortstop. And Machado is on field early for at least the third day in a row. He's been taking early BP at least once each of the past 5 series. Maybe give it a rest.
He's trying.
You know
He's trying so hard.
I don't think it's for a lack of effort.
He's trying so hard.
Maybe just chill in the clubhouse and like watch Pokemon unboxing videos or something.
Why would he watch that?
I don't know. Or like go watch.
If I was Manny Machado, I'd watch that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what does Manny like to do on the side?
That's a good question. What are things that he does to kind of get himself away?
Yeah, like get away from it for a minute.
I mean, his newborn, his child.
Yeah, but I don't know if the child's in the clubhouse.
No, probably not.
But like,
he's probably not there.
Maybe come into the clubhouse a few minutes later than you normally do. Maybe, you know what? As opposed to the extra work, chill. All we need is you to produce in those 4 ABs
and not make errors.
Exactly, and help this team win down the stretch. But yeah, Machado doing extra work. Bogaerts getting close to returning. And if you missed it 15 minutes ago, we shared that David Morgan's been placed on the IL.
There's a lot of stuff happening with this team.
It doesn't seem like there's a lot going on. What's the total line? What's the lineup? Because we didn't share it. We just said that Machado was in the lineup for the Padres here today.
Okay, so tonight's lineup, City Connect night. We got Fernando Tatis Jr. leading off. Luis Arraez playing second base again, hitting second. Manny Machado at third. Gavin Sheets at DH hitting cleanup. Ramon Laureano is your left fielder hitting fifth. Jackson Merrill's hitting sixth, playing center. Ryan O'Hearn's at first, hitting seventh. Jake Cronenworth's at shortstop, hitting eighth. And Freddie Fermin is behind the plate, catching tonight for your San Diego Padres, John.
Wow, look at that lineup.
Seriously, wow.
And they're facing a right-handed pitcher?
They're facing a right-handed pitcher. Can you guess who this right-handed pitcher's name is?
I have no idea. I could literally have unlimited time. You said it earlier. Like
I did.
I'm going to say Brady Bonner.
Tanner Gordon.
That's what I'm saying. I had no idea, so I just guessed 2 words.
Brady Bonner.
It's just random.
Is there? I'm sure there's a Brady Bonner out
there.
in
the world, yes.
Probably.
There's definitely a Brady Bonner.
But this guy's got a 6.6 ERA, John.
And how many starts or innings or whatever?
12 games this year, 5-6 with a 6.6 ERA, 60 innings pitched, only 46 strikeouts, and a 1.60 ERA. If you want to know,
1.60, 6.60.
Sorry, 1.60 WHIP. My bad.
Okay.
Sorry.
Which means when you turn it on in the 7th inning, it'll be 1-1.
Yeah.
His
12 strikeouts.
His last start, John, was against the Padres. I totally forgot about this.
8 innings, 1 hit.
3 2/3, 6 hits, 6 earned runs. He allowed 3 home runs.
Oh, to who? I mean, we can look.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So the Padres have to hit this guy. I'm sorry. There's no excuse.
In August, his ERA was 7.12. Somehow he won 3 games in August.
We're scoreless as we head to the 9th.
Well, maybe he had such a high ERA because on August 10th, he went 4 2/3, allowed 12 hits, 10 earned runs.
10. So that Padres start wasn't even
and his other starts actually were good. He went 5 innings, allowed 3 runs, 6 innings, 1 run, 6 innings, 1 run, 6 innings, 2 runs. So like his last start against the Padres was awful, but his previous 4 starts before then was actually pretty good.
We're scoreless in the 10th here tonight at Petco.
And Tanner Gordon is still out there.
He's throwing 81 pitches in 9 innings.
Wow.
What do you got, Brian?
Your home runs that we're getting off.
I'm curious.
I just had the box where I don't know who hit them off.
Let me guess. Ramon Laureano.
Yeah, he hit a home run. I don't know if it's off of him, but
Manny Machado.
Yes, he hit one of them.
Jackson Merrill.
He
Gavin
hit one of
Sheets.
them. Yep, they both hit one of them.
Wait,
Also,
so 4 homers were hit off the 3.
well, in the game. That was in the game.
Yeah.
The box score doesn't
They
say who
four in the
hit
game.
who
Gotcha.
off of what, but yeah, those 4 hit homers.
Okay. Win the game. All right. The wrap is on the other side. We'll hear from Mike Schildt coming up. Greg Camarillo, the former NFL receiver, co-host of Football Night in San Diego on NBC 7, will join us at 4:30. And Kevin Acee, our Padres Insider, with all the latest on the Padres at 5 p.m. Hour 3, Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app next. All right, hey guys, it is Schaefer, and there is no better time than now to get down to your local Toyota dealer. New vehicles arriving daily, including their most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs. So whatever kind of vehicle you're looking for, hurry into your Toyota dealer today, or make sure to head to Toyota.com. If you're looking for a great deal on a new Toyota, there you can check out all the latest offers and search inventory. Finding the Toyota that's just right for you starts at Toyota.com. Toyota's Beyond Zero lineup of electrified vehicles helps to create a greener planet. Toyota's Beyond Zero lineup supports a greener planet with a wide range of electrified vehicles, including hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and fully electric vehicles, or take each day further than you thought possible. And a new Camry with its stylish looks that'll make an impression wherever you go. See your Toyota dealer today and discover what makes Camry legendary. There's no better time than now to get your local Toyota dealer. Get your local Toyota dealer today, or Toyota.com. That's Toyota.com. Your Toyota dealers, we make it easy.
This update's brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Padres and Rockies tonight, game 2 of their 4-game series, 6:40 first pitch down at Petco Park. JP Sears on the mound for the Padres. Padres made a corresponding move, putting David Morgan on the IL. And tomorrow night, SDFC, they take on Minnesota. 7:30 kickoff time. 7 p.m. is when our pregame coverage starts right here on San Diego Sports 760. Starting Stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Your favorite pair, Jon and Jim.
What's becoming clear to me is SoFi and Allegiant are a big part of future rotations in Super Bowls. I hate the insult to injury thing. This obviously could have been San Diego. This is going back a decade.
I was about to say, this absolutely should have been San Diego.
This Allegiant thing that's going to play out was San Diego. Yep. If Allegiant existed in San Diego, right? Like as simple as that. Yeah. It is as simple as that.
Now live from the studios of San Diego Sports 760, it's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 3 of Jon and Jim. We will have Greg Camarillo joining us at 4:30. He'll be joining us weekly, courtesy of Hamul Casino Resort. We'll get into week 2 in the NFL, reaction to last night as well with Greg Camarillo, and then Kevin Acee, Padres Insider at 5 p.m. Plus, we're going to hear from Mike Schildt at some point this afternoon. You think Barry Bloom will be a part of that scrum this afternoon?
Hey, Mike, Manny Machado is really struggling. Why is he in the lineup?
What was it yesterday? He was a part of like 5 different media things yesterday.
My favorite one is 2 days ago when he said the Reds are sneaky good.
Mike's like,
yeah, sure. Like what?
And I love when there was a moment either yesterday or 2 days ago when Mike's like, "Is that help, Barry? Does that help?"
This is last night.
He was like, almost like,
"That help you, Barry?
Does that help
you? Got that? You got that, Barry? Huh?"
Like, what is happening?
I don't know.
What are we doing with our lives? Anyway, all that still ahead. Plus, we're going to give away some tickets coming up this hour. We've got a pair of tickets to see Billy Idol and Joan Jett, September 23rd. Do we still have Restaurant Week? We don't, but we do have tickets to give away to see Billy Idol and Joan Jett, September 23rd. That's in about 10 or 11 days. North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. Tickets and info at Ticketmaster.com. All right, let's get to this.
It's time for the wrap. Presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
Who wins Sunday's Eagles-Chiefs showdown at Arrowhead, which you can hear right here on San Diego Sports 760 at 125.
I'm going to take the Eagles in this one. I have to because our house is a house. It's divided, but when the Eagles are not playing the 49ers, we root for the Eagles. So, yes, I'm going to take the Eagles this one right here. And I do think they're going to win this game. I think the Eagles are a better team than the Chiefs. It might be more difficult than just they're a better team because they're on the road at Arrowhead. But I still think the Eagles are going to pull this one out because Jalen Carter's going to be returning. They didn't have Jalen Carter in the first game. And you think that A.J. Brown's going to get more targets than he did in game 1.
So you say Eagles.
I'm saying Eagles.
I have a theory in the NFL that works 82% of the time.
What's that theory?
The theory is the more desperate team theory.
Okay.
And the more desperate team should be Kansas City at home. Because falling to 0-2 is obviously a lot worse than Philadelphia falling to 1-1. So I'm going to take the more desperate team that didn't lose at home last year. They're going to circle the wagons.
Oh.
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Wagons will be circled.
They will be, and by the way, they're still thinking about that date with the Eagles in the Super Bowl that they lost.
That is true. Little revenge factor there.
Now, I don't know if winning this game is as big as winning the Super Bowl, but I'm going to take the Chiefs in a tight one at Arrowhead.
So you're completely just not going to listen to what Chris Hodge told us yesterday.
3-2 Chiefs.
Okay.
3-2 Chiefs. Next question.
Phillies, they're going to lose to the Kansas City Royals. Royals over Phillies, 3-2.
3-2.
Yeah.
Schwarber's game MVP.
No, Phillies over Royals 31-28.
Yes.
Eagles over Chiefs 3-2.
There we go.
Next question.
Is tonight a must-win game for the Padres?
Yeah. You're facing the Rockies. When you face the Rockies and the White Sox, those are must-win games. Late in September, when you're in a pennant race and you're trying to win a division. Like, yeah, they're must-win.
I mean, it depends on what our definition is.
Well, I just told you that's my definition. You're facing the Rockies and the White Sox. You can't lose those games.
You can't really. If you're going to win this division, you can't be losing.
You want to win the division, yeah.
Yeah, to win this division, you need to win these games. There's no real excuse to lose these games, especially at home. So I will agree with that. I think that can they win the next 3 and sweep a 4-game home series? I hope so. It'll make things interesting if they do. I'm with you. It is close. We're pushing closer to must-win territory now for the Padres. Next question.
How good are the Packers?
Potentially really good. Like potentially best team in the NFC. Potentially they could be representing the NFC in the Super Bowl. Potentially win the Super Bowl.
That's good.
It's early. It is early. It's week 2. And injuries could still happen, and they could all of a sudden just forget how to play football. But I think they're one of the better teams in the league right now. I don't think that's a question. I don't know where you could like how good can they be? That's up for debate. But I don't think that putting them in the conversation of one of the better teams in the league is up for debate. I think they are.
Would you be surprised if they weren't playing in the divisional round? I would.
Oh, if they weren't?
Yeah. So the second weekend of the playoffs, if they were not. I said I'd be surprised if they didn't make it to the final 8.
Yeah,
right.
I think they have a chance to get like the first round bye.
Yeah, well, there's only one team that gets the first round bye.
I know, but I think they have a chance to do that.
They definitely have a chance. But I'm just thinking, even if they host a playoff game on Wild Card Weekend, they can win that because they're at Lambeau. So, yeah, I think that they're one of the better teams in the NFC.
Yeah.
How good? We'll see.
We'll see. Stay tuned, everybody.
Next question.
Will Manny's OPS be over 800 by the end of the season?
It's crazy that we're even asking that question because of how his season has been, or at least if you ask me that question at the All-Star break, you're like, would he have an OPS over 800? I go,
do you mean 900?
Wait, what? Excuse me?
Right.
Because right now, John, his OPS is sitting at 785.
That's crazy.
Screw it. Let's speak it into existence. Yes, he'll have an OPS over 800. Because really, if he hits, all he's got to do is hit like a couple doubles and a home run. That thing pops, just jumps up.
Well, yeah, if he gets hits to the other at bats too, he's not 2 doubles and a home run the remainder of the year away from.
I know. He's got 23 bombs on the year, 84 RBIs.
Will he hit 24 homers? He will. He runs it.
33 doubles, pretty good. Is it not?
No, his year has not been good because of how it's finished. So you can have all the doubles you want.
No, I just saying 33 doubles is good.
It's fine. I'm saying, listen, these final 15 games, it's time to return to form. It's very possible. We both agree. It's not impossible to envision. Just like if he finishes with an under 800 OPS, that means these last 2 weeks go sideways too.
Yeah.
So he's got to get going. He's going to need, don't you agree? He's at 23 home runs. He's got to hit 4 or 5 home runs the final 15 games.
He's never hit in a full season less than 28 home runs with the Padres.
So I'm saying, so he needs 4 or 5 home runs to get there, 27, 28.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting that because I'm going to get my numbers guy. If you're going to get your numbers, you got to do it right now, these final 15 games.
It's crazy. I'm looking at, his stats here, and he's been the model of consistency in his career.
Okay.
What's his career high in doubles, would you say?
I've never once thought about it. I never lie down at night. I'm like, oh, Manny's career high in doubles. No idea. None. 39.
39.
Mm-hmm.
Try 51.
With Baltimore.
In his, I guess you could call it his rookie season. Now, he played 51 games in 2012. Played 156 in 2013. He had 51 doubles that year.
How many homers?
Just 14.
What was his OPS that year?
746.
746?
Yeah.
His first full year in the bigs?
His first full year in the bigs.
That's why I don't get obsessed with doubles.
And then from 2015 to, 2019, he had an OPS under 800. First year with the Padres.
That's when he just didn't do anything for a whole 80 games.
Right. He quit. He quit along with the team in September.
Kind of want to look up his finish, dude. How bad was that finish in 2019 for him?
2023, his OPS was 781. 2024, his OPS was 797.
For the year?
Yeah. So, maybe
it's kind of who he is.
That's who he is.
He's becoming.
2023 was awful for his standards.
Is it an odd year thing? Like you said, 19, 23, 25?
I mean, last year wasn't like something to jump off the page either. 275, 797 OPS, but that was a lot because of his first half that made his overall numbers look worse than they were and how he was playing at the end of the year. Because if you look at from like June 10th on last year, his numbers were great.
I'm looking at 2019 when he like quit.
Yeah.
As in his prime, 2019, how old was he? This is 6 years ago. 27?
Sure.
So he's 27. He had 209 from August 1st on with a 653 OPS. Oh. For the final 2 months of the year. I could go back further if I cared to. But this isn't unprecedented. Maybe the depths of this slump are unprecedented, but he's had stretches last year, first half before the Philadelphia series.
He has that in him where it's like, are you just giving up here, dude? Like, what's going on?
Right. And then all of a sudden,
you know?
Right. It doesn't seem like now would be the time to have it. This going on.
Like, I know he posts every day and he plays a lot and, you know, he's tired and whatnot, but like, I don't know, man. Those are some bad numbers.
I know. No, you're 100% right. But
like other guys in the league play 150 games.
Yeah.
It's not just you, Manny.
No, but he almost makes this like, I play 160. Is he going to play 162, right? There's a scenario.
Well, So he's played 147 games this year.
So unless they clinch.
And they got 15 games remaining.
Guess what 15 plus 147 is?
162.
And guess how you get to 3,000 hits? By playing a lot of games.
And guess who would love to have that on the back of their baseball card?
Probably Manny Machado.
Yep. They have that badge of honor. I played 162 games.
Which I'm fine with. It's not inherently a bad thing unless you're doing it and you're running yourself into the ground.
Played 152 last year, played 138 the year before that, 150, 153, 156 in 2019. Like, yeah, he posts and he plays. The only time he hasn't played a full season was 2014, and that's when he got injured.
The knee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's hear from Mike Schildt. How about that? On the other side, we have it. We're going to hear from Mike Schildt plus Greg Camarillo, former NFL receiver.
Gouge our eardrums out together.
Co-host of Football Night in San Diego on NBC 7. Greg Camarillo will join us at 4:30.
Brent just told me something in my ear. He said, this one's good.
All right. Don't go anywhere. Jon and Jim.
Can't wait.
All right, let's get right to it because Greg Camarillo is going to join us at 4:30, the former NFL receiver. We're going to hear from Mike Schildt right here. This starts with an update on Xander Bogaerts. Mike Schildt with the media. Padres Rockies coming up tonight.
New in the sense that positive and new. I saw him. I didn't go to the cage. I don't go in there, but he played a nice catch. Saw him do that. Saw him move around. I know he did some defensive work. I didn't see that. Reports were favorable. First of all, he was able to have a good day from yesterday to build on today. So that's a positive when you talk about positives. And then he was in the cage hitting and doing some bunting and tracking. And so he seems to be good spirits. And like I said, today we were able to progress from yesterday. So that's clear positive.
Still too far away to put a timeline on him?
It is.
Saw a transaction just before we came out here. David Morgan's going on the IL for JP Sears coming in. Can you tell us a little bit how David's doing and what the issue might be?
Yes, I can do both. He's felt coming out of Colorado some fatigue in his shoulder. So we gave him a couple days. We're not overly concerned. The strength and all the testing has been positive. But it is, the longest he's gone in his professional career and clearly pitching at the highest level and pitching well. But we just looked at it. We went a couple of days to stay away from him, but after a while you can only stay away from guys so much. And so we said, okay, let's backdate it to 3 days, take the 15, let him get a reset, and then do the rehab or, it's not really rehab as much, I don't believe, as much as rest and get him built back up to be able to compete, but we'll know more as we go.
Shorten your pen at all? I mean, Sears coming in to start, but would you be down an arm or how would that slot look?
Well, we lost a bullpen arm and we replaced it with a starter. So, yes.
Yeah. So how would that look to you moving forward?
Looks like it does almost every night. The bullpen's fluid. That's just how it works. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. But, yeah, we've got 8 guys that are in the bullpen and, most everybody will be available. But, we'll just see how the game goes and we'll manage it accordingly.
Yeah, I was going to say you have 8.
We do. We have 8.
You had 9 because of the pickup of the extra roster spot.
That's correct.
Right, so you're fine.
We're fine relative to today,
Yeah, right.
Playing the 8th game of 10 straight.
Right, plus you have the extra starter.
We have the starters independent because we're going to have a starter almost every night.
Right.
Right.
How crucial has David been this season? I know a lot of potential to play the horsemen and those
Right.
for him to cover some of the innings that he has.
AJ, it's a great question and very important. He's done a great job for us. As we talk about, availability and making sure guys are teetering on that line between, making sure guys are using in the same spot. And then when spots consistently show up, making sure we're giving them the appropriate rest. And then when that happens, we've got to make sure we're have other guys need to pitch as well and pass the ball around. So, but ultimately specific to David, I thought he's thrown the ball very well. I love the way he competes. He's going to maintain his aggression. He's going to challenge the strike zone. He's got, 98 to 99 with good sink, which can get guys on the ground. The curveball's been really good. Slider's been a weapon. He's pitched extremely well for us, and he's been a silent part to your question of our success of our not only our bullpen but ultimately the team.
Xander, I know there's no timetable yet. When there is one, would a rehab be an option, or I guess it's kind of late in there, at that's Arizona, or he kind of stick with you guys?
Who's that?
Xander?
Oh, Xander, yeah. I think Xander, actually, I don't believe this is necessarily a rehab situation. I think what we did with him last time, he felt really good about last time as a refresher for everyone. Last year when he was out for over 2 months, we kept him with us, accelerated his base running, defense, hitting. And then when he got to a point where he could take a lot of at bats, I thought it was great. And I think we'll replicate it where he's going to go get arms. I mean, especially this time of year, his legs are under him. Obviously with a foot injury, there's a little bit of downtime from his legs. But there'll be a build-up with that's appropriate. But, he's going to likely at some point either stay with us and get at bats and have him, room serviced in, before games, or are you going to go to Arizona and get taken care of there? And we'll evaluate what that looks like here. Really probably should know tomorrow or Sunday at the latest.
Like the division very much in play.
Yes.
The magic number is also down to 11. So how much do you, while you're focusing on what's in front of you, also keep tabs on when you have something you really should be celebrating?
I just go every day. The numbers, nothing happens until there's champagne in their eyes. So like every day, the division's what we set out for a goal, and that's still the goal. And we'll keep fighting and scratching and clawing every day to win baseball games and take care of what the Padres can take care of and play Padre baseball, and then let everything else take care of itself. And that's where we can put our time and energy that's most efficient.
Manny seems determined to go ahead and work his way through his struggles. Have you tried to talk him into a day off?
We're both professionals, and it's more conversational, so I'm not going to talk Manny into anything. I'm going to have adult conversation with a guy that's posted for us all year. And, this team's gone through, like every team's gone through their trials and tribulations. And but when you have guys that are there day in, day out, through those trials and tribulations, those guys are really, really important. And Manny Machado is at the top of that list for this club. There's a lot of guys on that list. And, to your point, I mean, he's come out early the last couple of days. So, if he was tired, he'd be sleeping. He's coming out, and, clearly this time of year, I think he's even said it in the past. He's right. Second day of spring training, for anybody that ever played this game at the highest level, second day of spring training, you never feel 100% after that anyway. But my ultimate wrap-up point is he's coming out. He's come out the last couple of days to work on his stroke. He's coming out and getting ground balls. May not get them today. But, he's a big part of how we compete. And, he goes through the ebbs and flows of it. And, we'll continue to have conversations about what his work looks like and what his availability on the field looks like. And those are not constant conversations, but they're consistent. And we landed a place that we think that he thinks is best for the Padres.
Bottom line, though, that decision's yours, though. So when do you feel like you may have to pull veto powers and maybe you got to sit? I'll let you know when you see the lineup. He's not in it. Fair enough.
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
We'll react to that because we have Greg Camarillo joining us on the other side, which is a good reminder that football is back, and so is your chance to cash in like never before with DraftKings Pick 6, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL. Your game day instincts can score you real money fast.
Yeah, just pick more or less on two or more player stats, from breakout rookies to elite quarterbacks, and unlock the upside every snap brings. The better your calls, the bigger your payout.
All right, so it is week 2. We just had Thursday Night Football. Give me some picks you like for Sunday or Monday in the NFL for Pick 6.
All right, so Josh Allen, pretty good.
Very good.
Right, the reigning MVP. I'm taking more than 230.5 passing yards this weekend against the New York Jets.
Against the Jets, it's only 230?
It's the Jets. It's only 230.5. I'm taking more than 230.5 passing yards for Josh Allen this weekend against the Jets.
And remember, he's the first quarterback this century to have over 250 passing yards in a fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Which is what he did in week 1. So you heard it from Jim. He's taken Josh Allen, again, more than those 230 yards. You can do it as well in the DraftKings Pick 6 app. And here's the kickoff bonus. New DraftKings customers get $50 in bonus picks, which is a $5 entry on your first pick set this season. Play your player instincts. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code SD760. That's code SD760. Play just $5, get $50 in Pick 6 bonus picks. Make the call, ride the upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crowd is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 bonus picks that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. Greg Camarillo, the former NFL wide receiver, will join us on the other side. We'll get into this weekend, week 2 in the NFL next. Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update is brought to you by Staples Stores, Padres and Rockies tonight at Petco Park. 6:40 first pitch. JP Sears on the mound for the Padres tonight. David Morgan has gone on the IL to make room for JP Sears. And tomorrow night, SDFC takes on Minnesota at Snapdragon Stadium. 7:30 kickoff time. 7 p.m. is when our pregame coverage starts. You can listen to the match right here in your home of SDFC, San Diego Sports 760. I know everyone's looking to save this summer. Well, at Staples, your back-to-school budget is saved by the easy button. Yes, the easy button. I'm talking Staples and supplies as low as 25 cents. I might have to even check it out after this. Pencil that in. Staples, that was easy.
All right, great to connect with Greg Camarillo, the former NFL receiver, co-host of Football Night in San Diego on NBC7 with our buddy Rich Orenberger, Darnay Tripp as well.
I'm going to leave Darnay out of the like our buddy Rich Orenberger.
Our buddy Rich and Greg host Sunday night, host Football Night in San Diego on NBC7 and Darnay Tripp. Greg, appreciate you doing this for us this season. We're looking forward to it, and thanks for hopping on today.
Yeah, my pleasure. Looking forward to chatting football with you guys all season.
What did you make? Let's just start with last night, because this is a pretty marquee Thursday night game, wasn't it? I mean, Washington and Green Bay, a couple of teams that came in off wins. Now Green Bay is 2-0. They made that massive trade, obviously, for Micah Parsons. To you, how real are the Packers off to this 2-0 start?
Totally real, 100% real, and should be considered a threat to go win a championship. And when they made that trade for Micah Parsons, they're giving up so much as far as multiple draft picks, and I think it was a great move. But what it told us was they believe they're close, and that this is the piece that they need to go win a championship now. Because you don't give up that many picks if you're still 3-4 players away, or if you think you might have a 500 season. You give up those picks because you need a guy right now, and that's exactly what it looks like. That they look like they are primed and ready to make a run. And now it's week 2. We're jumping to conclusions, but they look good. And let's jump all the way to that conclusion. They are a real contender.
On the flip side, last night, the Commanders, they made the NFC title game last year. Everyone's very high on Jaden Daniels, I think for good reason. Where do you see their trajectory going this year? I know it's week 2, and last night they didn't play well, but do you consider them still in the upper class of the NFC?
I do. And it's because of Jaden Daniels and what we saw from him last year. And I don't just mean what we saw from him from the regular season. A quarterback's moment is in the playoffs, in crunch time. He was in an NFC championship game balling out when everything was on the line. With the game on the line, 4th down plays, he showed up. And so we know that when the pressure comes on, Jaden Daniels has the poise, he has the skills, he has the athleticism to make it happen. Now they got to figure out that offense. Terry McLaurin, he's their deep threat. They got to use him as that threat. And then Deebo Samuel, he is an all-around tool, a running back, a wide receiver. What we saw with the 49ers is they just found creative ways to get that guy the ball. And I think they'll do that in Washington. I think it takes a little while to figure out your new guy, your new tool. But they have the pieces. And like we talked about Green Bay capitalizing on their window, well, you got a window when Jaden Daniels is on his rookie contract and not costing you a couple $100 million. So spend that money on some other guys like they did, and it's a chance to make a run. So I think they'll be fine. Philadelphia is not as strong as they were last year, and that's their division. So I think they'll be with us all the way through the end of the season, making that playoff run.
Former NFL receiver Greg Camarillo with us right now. Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. We're looking ahead to this weekend, of course, as well, week 2 in the NFL. So I'll ask a general question about the Chiefs. Do you still consider them the favorite in the AFC or not at this point?
No, they're not the favorite, but I'd be a fool if I said they wouldn't be there, one of the favorites. So
sure.
The first week, when we saw that Sunday night game of the Ravens and the Bills, to me, those were the 2 best teams. You got the two of the best quarterbacks. You got 2 of the best offenses, and they were just neck and neck, fighting all the way to the end. So I loved the Bills and the Ravens. But Jon and Jim, what I learned for 20 years playing against Tom Brady and then hating on him as a fan after I was done is you can never count a champion out. And Patrick Mahomes has been
to the AFC Championship game. I don't know the exact stat, 6 years in a row or some absurd amount of time. And so we can't count him out. He'll find a way. They'll find a way to be in the mix. They looked rough week 1, but they've looked rough in the past, and they'll figure it out. They'll find a way to win. They'll find a way to get their offense going. So we got to count them in there in the mix in the AFC.
So the best game of the year so far, it's very early. That's Sunday night game. I know you guys were talking about it on NBC7, the Bills and the Ravens. Do you envision those two teams at the end of the year meeting in the AFC title game?
Yeah, I do. I think we saw it. I think that's exactly what we'll see. There'll just be some snow on the ground, either in Buffalo or in Baltimore. Baltimore has the best roster. You look at Lamar Jackson, who is the complete quarterback. Derrick Henry still has everything left in his tank. And then Josh Allen he showed us all on Sunday night. No matter what the situation is, he's going to find guys to throw it to, and he's going to sling it. So I would not be surprised at all if we get a rematch of that game for the AFC Championship. And as a fan, I would love to see that.
Greg Camarillo with us right now, Jon Jim, San Diego Sports 760. What about the Eagles? They're a favorite at Kansas City. I think Kansas City last year didn't lose, whether it was in the regular season or the postseason. Do you still see on the NFC side, or just in general, are the Eagles the team to beat here in 2025 once again?
No, I don't think so. It's hard to say that the team that just won the championship is not the team to beat. But from what we've seen so far, two games of Green Bay and one game of Philadelphia, is Green Bay looks better, and it's because they look like a complete team. They're running the ball, they're throwing the ball, and what Philly's not doing that they're doing is playing defense. And it's one game, so let's not jump to huge conclusions. But they had Dak Prescott looking like the man, and he was slinging the ball. If CeeDee Lamb was able to catch the ball, the Cowboys would have won that game. So I don't think the Eagles are the same team. They lost some of that pass rush, some of those main guys that wreaked havoc on Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. They lost some of that pass rush. So they're not the same. They're good, but I think Green Bay right now, from what we're jumping to that conclusion, is that team to beat in the NFC.
What do you make of, have you ever been part of a team that just had so many injuries that you can't explain what's happening in the league? And because I'm going with what the Niners are going through right now, the injuries that they have year in and year out, it's just kind of like, how do you explain that?
You don't. It's bad luck. So now I've been on two different types of teams. So I was on a Bill Parcells run Miami Dolphins team, of which you didn't go to the training room unless your leg was like literally falling off. Because you knew as soon as you entered that training room, you might as well pack up your bags and get out of there. And then I was traded to a Minnesota team, which was the complete opposite, where it was like you could come in and say, you know what, I had a dream that my hammy hurt. And they say, oh, take the day off, get some ice, stretch that thing out. But it didn't impact overall injuries. And so, like San Diego fans are used to Chargers getting hurt all the time. I think they've even changed trainers halfway through there, trying to see if that was the issue. There's no root cause in my mind. It's just flat out bad luck, and the Niners are getting hit with that bad luck.
Speaking of the Chargers, right? They win in Brazil. They've got Jim Harbaugh, obviously, in year 2. What's going to be the biggest difference, you think, for the Chargers, if any, here in 2025?
It's culture, and that's what Harbaugh brings. So I worked at USD, where Harbaugh started his coaching career, and everyone talked about the culture that he built there. I played at Stanford, where Harbaugh took a rough-looking Stanford team and turned them into a top 25 team, maybe even a top 10 team at some point. And then he did the same with the Niners, and then he did the same with Michigan. It's culture, and we're going to see a hard-hitting team, a hard-working team, tenacity, and that's what we saw in week 1. As a receiver, I questioned who they were going to throw the ball to. I love Ladd McConkey. I think Keenan Allen has been one of the best receivers for the past decade, which means he's old, but he's been a great receiver. And they still looked good out there throwing the ball around. So I think culture. I think culture is the big difference, what Harbaugh brings, and what we'll see a difference in the Chargers. and it'll be a fun battle watching him with the Raiders, because that's what Pete Carroll's about. Pete Carroll's about culture. He's been around the NFL for a long time and is also a proven winner.
Final one for me, Greg. Are you? What's your thoughts on Caleb Williams here in year 2? Saw him on Monday Night Football. Didn't look great. Ben Johnson there. What's your take on Caleb Williams so far and what you've seen from him year 2?
Yeah, I am foolishly optimistic on Caleb Williams. I choose to see that he makes some great plays. Now, he makes some rough plays. I still think the ceiling is there and has not even been close to being hit. I watched him a lot at USC, and I think the poise of Caleb Williams is what's going to allow him to continue to work. He's been under the microscope at USC. He's a high draft pick. He's been under the microscope, and now he's finally got a competent coach and offensive coach around him. And I think he'll continue to grow. I don't think the Bears are going to be a contender this year, but they will cause some headaches. I think they will win some games. And I think he can still be a good quarterback in this league. Is he going to be one of the best? That's a huge question mark. But I like what Caleb Williams has to offer, and I think he'll continue to grow and become one of the better quarterbacks in the league.
I want to ask you before you go about J.J. McCarthy, who, of course, comes from behind to win that game in Chicago. Obviously, the aspects of someone that played behind J.J. McCarthy, right? Under center right now at San Diego State and Jaden Denigal. But what'd you make of J.J. McCarthy's debut and what he was able to do on the road and win in that type of fashion late?
Yeah, so I actually worked at San Diego State and got to chat with Jaden Denigal, and I asked him about J.J. McCarthy because I'm a former Viking. I was curious, Sam Darnold did a great job. Why do you give up on Sam Darnold and then go with your rookie? And Jaden told me that J.J. McCarthy has it all. He's a leader. He can throw the ball. He can run the ball. And then what we saw from week 1, now it wasn't the greatest quarterback performance, but the same thing we talked about with Jaden Daniels in the playoffs. When it came to the fourth quarter and J.J. McCarthy had to make some plays, he made some plays. The poise was there. And it relates to his college coach. He had Harbaugh. Harbaugh makes quarterbacks great. He makes programs great. So I think he'll do well. I don't think you get rid of a veteran like Sam Darnold. I shouldn't say get rid of. I don't think you don't pay Sam Darnold if you have any question marks about J.J. McCarthy. They were comfortable letting Sam Darnold walk because they were confident in J.J. McCarthy. In week 1, he showed enough to show why they had that confidence in him. He delivered in the fourth quarter. And that's when it matters the most.
Greg, great to have you, man. We're excited to have you throughout the course of this football season. Again, co-host of Football Night in San Diego on NBC7. Week 2 is underway, and we'll do it again at the end of next week, Greg. But thanks for hopping on, all right?
Thanks, Greg.
Awesome. Appreciate you, fellas.
All right, great stuff. All right, Greg Camarillo, the former NFL receiver, will join us weekly on Friday afternoons around this time at 4:30. We'll get back to what Mike Schildt told the media on the other side. Plus, Kevin Acee, our Padres Insider, will join us at 5 p.m. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, the iHeartRadio Music Festival is back. Live performances by Bryan Adams, The Offspring, and more. September 19th and 20th at T-Mobile in Vegas, 2 nights, 1 stage. Buy tickets at AXS.com, and while the world is listening on iHeartRadio, you could be there. Get all the info at sportssd.com/festival. Kevin Acee will join us in about 12 minutes. We couldn't react to Mike Schildt and what he said about Manny Machado. So if you missed it, this is the final 2 minutes, minute 45, 2 minutes of Mike Schildt. Marty Caswell asked the first question. Listen to these final 2 minutes. We'll react.
Manny seems determined to go ahead and work his way through his struggles. Have you tried to talk him into a day off?
We're both professionals, and it's more conversational. So I'm not going to talk Manny into anything. I'm going to have adult conversation with a guy that's posted for us all year, and this team's gone through, like every team's gone through their trials and tribulations, and but when you have guys that are there day in, day out through those trials and tribulations, those guys are really, really important. And Manny Machado is at the top of that list for this club. There's a lot of guys on that list. And, to your point, I mean, he's come out early the last couple of days. So, if he was tired, he'd be sleeping. He's coming out, and, clearly this time of year, I think he's even said it in the past. He's right, second day of spring training, for anybody that ever played this game at the highest level, second day of spring training, you never feel 100% after that anyway. But my ultimate wrap-up point is he's coming out. He's come out the last couple of days to work on his stroke. He's coming out and getting ground balls. May not get them today. But, he's a big part of how we compete. And, he goes through the ebbs and flows of it. And, we'll continue to have conversations about what his work looks like and what his availability on the field looks like. And those are not constant conversations, but they're consistent. And we landed a place that we think that he thinks is best for the Padres.
Bottom line, though, that decision's yours, though. So when do you feel like you may have to pull veto power and say, man, you got to sit? I'll let you know when you see the lineup. He's not in it. Fair enough.
Bottom line, you have veto power.
Oh, Derek. That's a good one.
Derek.
Good job, Derek.
Yeah, he just went after him. Just say, you know what? I'm taking matters into my own hands.
Yeah. It's like, hey, man, this is what it is. You control the lineup.
Yeah, but the truth is,
it does.
And when me and you do this, and Derek asks questions, we're not the one that is on the team charter and on the buses and in the hotels and in the club. It's a real relationship, so you have to consider that. And Manny will be here for 8 years, more.
Yep.
So you're not. This isn't like, hey, I got to prove my point right now. I mean, there's a lot to factor into this.
And guess what? The likelihood of Mike Schildt being here for the remainder of Manny's contract probably very low.
Very low.
Manny's going to outlast Mike Schildt.
Mm-hmm.
most likely.
Yeah, most likely.
But in the meantime, you have Manny's ego is something that has to be massaged and worked with at a daily basis. It's not easy to work with Manny Machado and to deal with that ego day in and day out. You got to work hard on that. Because, he's going through right now, and I'm sure he's pretty miserable to be around in that clubhouse. I know I would be. If I was struggling like Manny, I would feel like absolute crap, and I would not be happy with anything going on.
It would, honestly, Jim, I think in order to sit Manny Machado without his complete blessing, it almost takes like an intervention.
Oh, what do you mean?
What I mean is,
like, hey, we got to sit you down here, Manny.
Like he comes into the clubhouse and his teammates are already sitting down. Obviously, I'm kidding.
I don't think you have to go that extreme.
I'm kidding, but I'm saying, here's what I would say. If he did have an off day without him knowing about it, I wouldn't be surprised if when he came in and Mike Schildt grabbed him, there was AJ.
Well, here's the thing.
Say, hey, listen, dude.
Yeah. There's not going to be, a situation where they give him the day off without giving him a heads up. They plan these things out maybe weeks in advance.
But even the heads up might involve some assistance. As in after a game, you walk in and say, hey, tomorrow, let's figure this out. Your knees, I'm making it up. Mm-hmm. You're clearly not right. Your elbow's been bothering you. You've been icing it for 4 straight weeks. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Right? I mean, we want to talk to you. You need to say you're cool with it. But I feel like that's kind of where, of course, they need him to say yes. They're not going to force it on him. I agree. They're not going to do the Derek Togerson, I have veto power. I'm in charge. You're not in the lineup. That's not how relationships work.
Yeah.
But I do think they might try to twist his arm and be like, Manny, it's time.
What do you got,
Take a
Brad?
day.
As I say, they should just do like how in football, when someone gets a concussion, they take their helmet away so they can't go back in. Man, you just show up. Hey, I can't find my glove. Has anyone seen my glove?
Where's my bats at?
My cleats are all
The
gone
point
too.
is, it does take it takes a little bit of thinking. This isn't Jake Corona, or it's Jake who's not in the lineup. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, maybe it would be similar with a couple of these other players. I mean, I'd be surprised if Jackson Merrill wasn't in a lineup, or Fernando Tatis Jr. wasn't it. But it starts with Manny, dude.
Those conversations are being had for sure.
Yeah,
They're not just
I agree.
like, wait, what? An off day? Huh? What?
He gets there, he's just not in the lineup.
Huh? What?
No, I mean,
They have discussed, they have talked
of
about it.
course.
They've maybe mapped something out, and maybe Manny's just like, nope, not doing it.
Yeah.
Or maybe they haven't gone to Manny and being like, hey, we're going to give you an off day here. That cool?
Because they're scared of the repercussions of doing
I don't
that.
even know if they're scared. I just don't.
Well, how could you
I don't
not go to? How could you not? I would think like Mike Schildt just told Marty that, hey, we're two grown-ups, so we will talk. We've talked. I would think they actually have talked. Like, hey, Manny, what do you think is in your best interest? You're hitting 190 over the last month. I mean, they haven't said that, but I would think that there has been a conversation that's taken place between Schildt and Machado.
Well, Manny runs that clubhouse. Manny is the guy that controls everything in there. Off days, if Manny is defiant and says that I'm not taking a day off, he's not taking a day off, guys.
Suspend him.
Suspend him.
You know what he said? I think it was in Dennis's article today. He's been previously quoted saying, off days are scheduled off days.
Yeah, they are.
I'll take the days off when the team is off. Otherwise, I'm playing.
Yeah, and he's said that recently he needs an off day, but the time has passed in his mind.
Which I understand what he's saying. He's saying this is the crescendo of the season. Everything is on the line now. Why now would I do it?
Also, though, to Mike Schildt's point, if he was that's a great line. If he's tired, he's sleeping. When he's doing extra work out there to get this thing back on the right track, even if they did give him an off day, who says that's going to work?
There's no guarantee. But that's like saying, who says him doing extra work is going to work?
Exactly. You got to make a point for either.
You can go
either side.
either way.
Either point, either side.
According to Kevin, he's been doing extra work the last 3 days. He's 0 for 8 the last 2 games.
I know he's 0 for
17. His last 17 at bats.
Is he 0 for the homestand? I think he might be 0 for the homestand.
He's 0 for the homestand. It's 4 consecutive games.
Yep, he's 0
plus
for the
an at bat. I think in wherever they were previously, Colorado or wherever they were.
Yeah, he's 0 for the homestand right now.
Not ideal.
Not great.
Kevin Acee with more on this dynamic. We have to ask Kevin about this dynamic, and we will on the other side. Our Padres Insider will join us live to kick off Hour 4. Padres and Rockies coming up tonight at 6:40. Game 2 of a 4-game series. We're here until 6 p.m. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app.
This update's brought to you by Rapid Radios. Padres and Rockies, game 2 of their 4-game series, tonight at Petco Park, 6:40 first pitch. JP Sears on the mound for the Padres. To make JP Sears active for tonight, the Padres put David Morgan on the IL. And tomorrow night at Snapdragon Stadium, SDFC takes on Minnesota, 7:30 kickoff time, 7 p.m. pregame. You can listen to the match in pregame and postgame right here on San Diego Sports 760. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
All right, final hour of Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Great to reconnect with Kevin Acee, our Padres Insider. Padres Rockies game 2 coming up tonight after a 2-0 win last night down at Petco. You where do you think I would start, Kevin? I'm going to let you be me.
Yeah.
Where do you think I'm starting today? I want to know where you think. What do you think John Schaefer's going to ask you?
Manny Machado.
100%. Thank you. I want to make sure that I want to be an open
Actually,
book.
can you talk about David Morgan, please?
No, we'll get to David Morgan. I'll start with last night, and then we can move forward to like the day off gate. Like, is he going to get an off day or not? But when Mike Schildt says post game that it's just a blip for Manny Machado, he's got to know he's not being truthful when he says something like that, right? I mean, this is not a. How can you try to sell that to either the media or this is not a blip. This is an 80-game stretch where Manny Machado has just been like off.
Yeah, I can't tell you exactly what Mike thinks, but yes, you're right. There is just no way. He's just not interested. And quite honestly, I don't think Mike is capable of. I've been doing this a long time, and there's managers that are really, really good at it. And I would say most are better than Mike. At saying almost nothing, but saying enough of something that it helps the fans, it helps the media as the conduit to the fans. You say something like, yeah, Manny Scufflin, man. Like, have you guys seen him out there working? Like, and you turn it kind of like, man, this guy's going to get back. We got to believe. You do some of the stuff that Mike does with the rah-rah, but you don't like pretend. But I don't think he cares, and I don't think he's capable of doing that. That's just my assessment after almost 2 full seasons of covering him and getting to know him as well as anyone. So, yeah, it's I'm not even insulted by it anymore. It's just okay, fine. I'll quote you and then I'll say something afterward where I'm not going to flat out say that you're like wrong or a liar because that's not my place, but I'm going to go ahead and put some facts in there.
So now going forward, the question with Manny is, to give him an off day or not to give him an off day. That is the question. You've talked to us about how potentially this weekend could be a spot to give him an off day. Do you think that's more likely now, or the people that you've talked to, especially Manny Machado, do you think that that's just not going to happen?
Well, the first thing I'll do is say that like Manny has been out on the field at least 3 days in a row. I'm pretty sure that it's 3 and not 4. But I wasn't, sometimes when you see something 3 days, you're like, well, I don't know if I didn't see it the day before, but maybe it happened. But at least 3 days in a row, early BP. And today, like it was like a month's worth of swings. And is from my understanding, and have you seen it before? He's going to swing his way through it, right? And that swing's going to come, and you can see him, man. Like he's out there and you can see him stop and maybe it's the hips one time, maybe it's the hands another time, but he's just swing after swing. I mean, Vic Rodriguez's arm is going to fall off, but it'll feel better, I guess. If Manny finds his swing, then Vic's shoulder will feel better because they did it. But my gosh, you just are like, oh, and but at the same time, there's no denying that he needs time off, and one day probably isn't enough. So like, why give him 1 day now? I guess, though, yes, I was eagerly awaiting the lineup as well, but I don't think anything's changed from the last time that I specifically talked to people about, hey, when's this guy going to rest? And when we talked about that on, I believe, Wednesday, that, probably not till the end of this series and maybe not until, they clinch. And then when he clinches, then imagine you're going to see a few days off.
Kevin Acee is our Padres insider. Take us through this process or how you envision it plays out. Like if Jake Cronenworth has a day off, he just has a day off, right? He's not in the lineup, for example. When Manny Machado has a day off, and he literally hasn't had one this year, what is the process even like? I mean, would they communicate with him in the days in advance? Would the front office be involved?
Yeah.
Like how does it play out for a player like Manny?
Well, it's constantly feeling him out, and you feel out everybody different. And Manny, certainly you do. Like, that's just the fact. He's a $30 million man, and he's Manny Machado. And there was a point where the guy was hitting 300. Now, you can go back a whole bunch of ways. You can go back half the season. You can go back to June 16th, I think it is, or 13th. You can go back to August 1st, August 4th, September 1st, whatever. The numbers aren't great, but it was until late July that Manny's hitting pretty good. And if Manny wants to play and you guys need him to play, I get it, right? You defer to Manny. And the reality is you kind of defer to Manny almost all the time. So yes, this would be more than Jake gets a text, or if he has a chance, Mike Schildt stops by his locker the day before or whatever. And that's pretty much with everybody. Manny deserves more and gets more than a text. Just like, Rob Thompson with Bryce Harper, or Dave Roberts with Mookie Betts or Freddie Freeman. There's a hierarchy and a respect. And certainly this was important to Manny this year to play. He wanted to play every day.
The other night, Kevin, I felt like was the first time that we have seen we miss Jason Adam moment, when you had some big guys down. Morejon was available, but they had to go to Hart there in the 8th. He didn't pitch poorly. It was fine. But still, that was the Jason Adams spot. And it kind of worries me that at some point, whether it be at the end of the year here or in the postseason, that moment's going to happen again. How do you view that? And it feels like, it could creep up on him.
Yes, absolutely. By the way, just a little inside the beat writer's head, I'm flogging myself. Like, what the hell was I doing? I had my head up my butt that Kyle Hart's in there instead of David Morgan, and I didn't search that out and find out what's the matter with David Morgan. I don't know. But, stuff piles up, and I'm worried about Manny. All my attention is on Manny. Anyway, so the difference is in the postseason with the days off and the way you're managing, there's a better chance that doesn't happen. Like you just have, whereas you don't have that control when you are playing 10 and 13 days in a row.
Yeah.
You just don't have that, or 7 days in a row, which you're not doing in the postseason. I think, what are they in a 10-day in a row right now? That's just it's just different. So yes, that could haunt them if they, don't get good starts in the postseason. That wild card series, you're in game 3, and guys, they would send guys out for a 3rd day in a row by that point. So it's really more, and I started writing about this a long time ago, with the awareness of how different the regular season and the post is. How even though Mike Schildt does manage as hard as any manager I've ever seen, and treats it as close to the postseason almost every day in April, there is a difference in how it's managed. There's a difference in the schedule. The problem is how much these guys are being used now, and Jason Adams' absence will hurt them there, I think, more than in the postseason in terms of usage and guys not being available. Now, not having that 5th guy, not having Jason Adams, that could hurt him in the postseason. But this, what we're talking about now, the usage and all that, I think it's more of a regular season problem.
Kevin Acee with us right now, our Padres Insider. Let's get to David Morgan. Like you said, he didn't appear the other night. He hasn't appeared for the last 4 or 5 days. Now we find out retroactively he's on the IL.
Great.
What's that?
Yeah.
So what comes next? What comes next for David Morgan? As in, will he be available in the postseason, or we don't know?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, because I was trying to get Manny. And also got Xander, and I have not followed up on this, so I don't know. The fact that he didn't go on the IL for a while makes me go, he was sitting down in the bullpen. I never did see him throw, so maybe I'm reading into it. But the fact that he didn't go on the IL, maybe this is a 15-day with the pitcher. Maybe that's what it is. But, hey, look, We all liked him. What an incredible year he's had. I would say there was a point where he was working his way to be the sixth guy. And I would say, though, and I know this from talking to people, he had not worked himself into being one of their, he's a big guy. But like Wandy Peralta's probably more trusted in some situations than David Morgan over the last couple weeks. But it could be, it could show up, man. You don't just need, to Jim's question, I didn't mean to like say the Jason Adam thing wasn't a big deal and won't be in the postseason. So like any injury you're going to have to one of your, say, top 6 or 7 relievers, that could hurt you in the postseason.
It feels like the lineup right now with Cronenworth at short and Arraez at second's the one they're going with until the return of Xander, or is it because of the fact that Jose Iglesias got hit on the hand the other day?
Jose Iglesias got hit on the hand, or I'm positive he would have played one of these last two. Yeah. 3 ago was a lefty. I'm virtually positive. I haven't asked the question, but yes, I think it's awesome. And I've said this before, let's not give too much credence to everything Mike Schildt says, going back to the beginning of but even on stuff, there have been 10 things this year where he basically flat out said, this is how I do things. This is how we're going to do it. And a day or 2 or 3 later, it changed. And this lineup and Jake at shortstop is one of them. Though I am positive that Jose Iglesias has played into that. But look, you guys, I know this is one of your guys' things. You should take some satisfaction. I do think that he relented and he started to go. He was willing to put Jake in there, even with Iglesias healthy.
I don't know if he's listening. Maybe the podcast. Maybe he's listening post game because he's more reactionary. Yeah. Maybe he's listeting afterwards.
I hear you can go either interview by interview or hour by hour. So, he doesn't have a lot of time. That's what he tells me all the time. Even though he cites things I write, he tells me he doesn't read me. Yeah. That's just crazy, Mike. You must be reading my mind then. So
he reads you. He reads you, Kevin.
Like maybe he just does have time to just go hour by hour. And he heard in the second hour, these guys were talking about the lineup, and I'm going to go listen.
Yeah, and you can listen at like 1.5 speed or 1.25
to speed the thing up.
Yeah,
by the way, Kevin, we buried the lead. But there's all this Machado talk. Jim, do you even know what I'm talking about? The Saturday breakfast in Denver.
Oh, yeah.
The team breakfast where
meeting.
I said they went from no weak links to now we're having sausage links. What happened?
You did not.
I did say it on the air.
That's a great line.
Use it.
Great line.
So what's going on here? It's late in the season to have team meetings. What happened?
Well, did you read the game story? Because the newsletter referred to the game story, and the game story talked about, and I think this is significant. Mike Schildt doesn't do meetings. There has not been a single closed door or team meeting since he became manager because he does things on the regular. This was a monthly on the road team breakfast in the hotel. They don't have breakfast all the time for the players. So look, players and me ain't up till noon. So on the road, so they don't need breakfast. But once a month, everybody gets up a little early and they have breakfast. Now, this one was different in that there was something of an agenda that had to do with, hey, we need to get back to doing this with our at-bats. We're right there, guys. We are good. Let's stop focusing, if anybody is, on other teams. Let's just play Padres baseball. We've kind of gotten away from that. And so Manny Machado spoke, Mike Shildt spoke. I'm sure they spoke among themselves too. But that's what these breakfasts are for, is for small, Mike Schildt calls touches. Don't be creeped out. What Mike Schildt calls touches, being intentional about getting together and talking. That's what these breakfasts are for.
So and like orange juice and like I'm just envisioning.
We were speculating where they had this breakfast at, and it's at the team hotel. So that's it's one of our things that we were wondering out of the way.
Yeah, it's as far as I know, one of the 2 5-star hotels in downtown Denver. So, but I never tell the team hotel, but I'm pretty sure that everyone knows what it is. Yeah. But yes, nice ballroom, good food.
Yeah, I didn't envision them.
I'm not invited to these, but right. I finally had a chance to write about one because it was, I don't want to overplay it. I didn't put it in the headline. I think team meetings can be completely overplayed. Good for you. You went out and beat the Rockies twice. But I did think it was significant that, my sources, my people were talking about it, and that they thought that some good things were said. And so I thought it was important to write about.
No doubt about it. Kevin, appreciate it. Good reporting, good writing, and we will do it again on are we doing it Monday? You're traveling Monday, so we'll find you on Monday.
I get in, baby. I fly Sunday night, so
Okay.
Okay,
All
look
right.
at you.
We'll talk to you Monday from the Big Apple.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kevin.
Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Kevin Acee, our Padres Insider. We'll react on the other side here until 6, Jon and Jim. All right, Jon and Jim. San Diego Sports 760. By the way, SDFC back tomorrow night. They'll take on Minnesota United at Snapdragon Stadium. You can hear it live tomorrow night, 7 p.m. right here on San Diego Sports 760. Your home for SDFC. Busy sports weekend. Padres at home, SDFC at home, Aztecs football off. They'll be back next weekend at home against Cal at Snapdragon Stadium.
I feel like from now until really until the end of the year, it's going to be always a busy sports weekend.
End of like the year or end of the baseball season?
End of the year. Because we're going to have football every weekend for the rest of the year.
Correct.
The postseason playoffs. Now that happens during the week, but it will get into the weekend.
Yeah.
We got soccer here in town. SDFC will be in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
When the NBA starts, we'll have that. But I'm mostly talking about college football and NFL. So busy sports weekend for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I would agree. But I'm thinking locally.
Oh, okay. You didn't say that.
Yeah, every year's every weekend.
I was like
every day is like busy.
I know.
Like ESPY's day.
Everything has sports.
Yeah. No, I think that locally, again, you have Padres home, you have SDFC home. The SDFC thing is like it's almost like too good to be true. The way it's all played out right now, with 5 matches left, and they've got the most points in the West and the second most points in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I think is what it is right now. And they're playing second place at home. Minnesota's in second place. So that thing, too good to be true is not the right way to say it, but it's like they got a chance to cap something off pretty soon and be like a 1 seed in the upcoming postseason.
Yeah.
And the Padres still outside looking in at a division, but certainly inside looking out at a postseason spot.
Yeah.
They're going to be in the postseason.
By the way, look at the scoreboard right now.
Yeah.
In baseball. Because SDFC, they'll be in, I don't think there's any games happening tonight. They're going to be in the postseason. Looking at the baseball scoreboard right now. Mets trailing the Rangers 6-3 in the bottom of the 4th inning.
It was 6-0, so they've scored 3. Jacob deGrom was starting that game for the Rangers.
If the Mets lose and the Reds and Giants win tonight, it's a half game.
Who are the Reds playing and who are the Giants playing? Giants, Dodgers.
Giants, Dodgers. And then Reds are playing the Sacramento.
Don't call me Sacramento Athletics.
Actually, it's the Sacramento. Don't call us the Oakland. Really, we are the Las Vegas A's.
What have they done?
Who
like the A's this year?
67 and 80. They're actually not terrible.
They're gonna get to Vegas and they're gonna like have Leo DeVries and
dude
be like good.
Mason Miller, obviously he's on the Padres now, but like they got a sneaky kind of entertaining team.
They've been scoring a lot of runs.
I
right?
think a lot of it has to do with the ballpark.
Yeah, probably
that they're in because they play in a AAA ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
But they got 2 guys on their team with 30 home runs. Another one that, 27, Brent Rooker. Like, they're like sneaky entertaining.
And they still have 2 years in Sacramento. Yeah. By the time I just saw something on social media today. They're like, look, the ballpark's going up. I mean, it started.
I know.
The ballpark has begun.
They figured out how to get some money for that thing.
So they're going to Las Vegas. Did you realize this is a side note? The Padres leader in home runs is Machado, right? With 23.
Yeah.
Do you know how many players in baseball have hit more than 23 home runs this year?
A lot.
That's not a number.
72.
No, 48.
I don't know.
So there are 48 players that have more home runs than the top Padre homer hitter this year. Now, Ramon Laureano has hit 23.
Okay.
But it just proves it's like beating a point to death that the Padres have not slugged.
What did you take away from Kevin? For me,
that I knew they had breakfast at the hotel.
Of course they did.
And he wrote it. We just didn't see it.
Of course they had breakfast at this hotel.
You can't go out as a team.
You can be like, dude, I saw Manny Machado.
And then it was like Mike Schildt, like, yo, we got to be better with running. Like everyone would hear what they were saying in the restaurant.
It's like, hey, can we have a party of 26, please? And can we just put those tables together in the back?
And don't let anyone hear what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
No.
And the fact that basically giving Manny an off day isn't as simple as just giving Manny an off day.
The one thing that Kevin said about Manny that I caught is you can view it as selfish if you want, but his desire and his want to play 162 games He's like he's had that goal. He has a goal and he wants to play 162.
It's not a bad goal.
It's not a bad goal at all.
It's just like when things go sideways, it's like, but what if that prevents you from the other goal, which is winning as a team?
Right. The team goal is way more important.
It
goes back to him being like, oh, this my buddy hitting that home run off Michael King. I know King felt bad about it, but that was pretty cool.
Right. Or him saying it's not about my numbers, it's about the team winning.
Yeah.
But is it about you playing 162 or is it about the team having the best chance?
Right. Is it about you winning the game or is it about your buddy hitting a home run off your teammate?
Yeah, I mean, we know there's dynamics at play with Manny. I thought he made a good point, similar to, listen, if I'm sure there's conversations with Bryce Harper in Philadelphia. It's not as simple as just like, hey, Bryce, you're off, or Mookie, or Freeman, or Ohtani. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of particulars that go into stars in sports.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, you treat Patrick Mahomes probably a little differently than his backup. You know, you treat Jalen Hurts maybe a little differently than his backup. I mean, these players have earned the right to be treated differently. They're the top of the heap.
Yeah, it's like a, Steph Curry in a shooting slump. Just like he's going to go out there and he's going to continue to shoot.
What are you going to do? Sit him in the 6 minutes left in the fourth?
Yeah, you're not going to set him. Even if he's 0 for 10, you're going to go out there. Now, Steph Curry in his profession compared to Manny Machado in his profession is infinitely better, but the point still remains.
Say that again. Steph in his profession is infinitely better than Machado in his profession.
Like if I were to say who's better at their sport.
Infinite may be a stretch. I mean, we are saying Machado, we both agree, is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Right. I'm not even going to have this conversation because you already know my take. You already know.
Well, I mean, I know. I'm with you. I mean, Curry's been a brilliant player, and Manny is nowhere near career accomplishments of Steph. But Manny's a good player.
What Steph Curry has accomplished in the NBA isn't even close to anything Manny Machado's accomplished in baseball.
Correct.
That's where I was going.
I would agree with that. All right, more on Steph Curry's career on the other side. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app.
This update is brought to you by Rapid Radios. Padres and Rockies, game 2 of their 4-game series tonight at Petco Park. 6:40 first pitch. JP Sears on the mound for the Padres. To make room for JP Sears, the Padres have put David Morgan on the IL. And tomorrow night, SDFC takes on Minnesota at Snapdragon Stadium. 7:30 kickoff time. 7 p.m. is when our pregame coverage starts. You can listen to the match right here on San Diego Sports 760. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
All right, Jon and Jim. San Diego Sports 760 congratulates all our $5,000 winners and iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher powered by Donors Choose. There's still time for you to nominate a public school teacher making a difference, and maybe they'll be one of our next winners of $5,000 for their classroom. Help us say thank you to the educators shaping our future. Nominate your favorite teacher now at iHeartRadio.com/teachers. I was just thinking about something as we're watching this Friday night game where Colorado is playing. Right, the Buffs with Deion Sanders. They took college football by storm 2 years ago. It seems like the steam has been taken out of those sails, doesn't it? I mean, this was the team you had to watch. This was the team that was like rivaling, or like they were rivaling like NFL ratings with their first 2 or 3 games in 2023. This team had Shedeur. Well, Shedor's in the NFL, and Colorado is kind of like just Colorado again. Like what has happened? The Deion story got so big and it feels like it's nowhere near the size it was a year or two ago.
A couple things. Shedeur Sanders, not there.
It was never the funny thing is Shedeur wasn't that big of a story when Deion first got there.
He wasn't?
I thought it was more about Deion than Shedeur.
Well,
game one.
You packaged them together.
They were a package deal.
His son's the quarterback.
And it was people were interested because the step up and play from wherever they were previously.
And the prospect, the pro prospect that he was.
Yeah. No, you're right. It developed into that. I agree. And he was very polarizing. Shedeur was.
Travis Hunter was wasn't he the number 1 high school recruit out of his class?
Number one.
Yeah. So when he also transferred to Colorado, that's also massive as well. I know they have a bunch of highly rated recruits on their team.
Yep.
But mostly it's a lot of transfers.
Right. So you're saying Shedeur coupled with Deion, coupled with Travis Hunter, coupled with the idea of like, can he really go from Jackson State to Colorado?
Well, he did, and he got his number retired.
Well, no, the players did both the players get their numbers retired? They did.
So, yeah. You have to retire.
But I meant more, you're right. Could Shedeur do it? Could Travis Hunter do it? And could Deion do it? Now it's kind of like, okay, he did it. They went to a bowl game last year and they retired their number. Now, like, what are you looking to see now from Deion Sanders?
I think on a national level, you're right. The hype has died down with that program, but I still think locally in Colorado.
Yeah, I'm sure it's huge.
Dude.
Yeah.
Their first game of the year, they lost their first game at home.
They did. Georgia Tech.
Place was packed.
No doubt. Of course. You're right.
The hype for Deion is still very much real in Colorado, but the hype around the country. I remember one of their, what was it? It was Colorado State.
That game was unbelievable. That game in overtime.
And it was Colorado was undefeated at the time because they beat TCU on the road.
And then Nebraska.
And then Nebraska at home. And then they faced Colorado State.
I think that was their third game. Yeah.
I remember because me and Aaron were looking at like wedding hotels.
Yeah.
And we were up in Carlsbad or Oceanside.
Right.
And I remember the game was on and we were stopped and went to a bar to start watching the game.
It was a great game, by the way.
It was. The hype for that game was real. But you're right. The hype for Colorado right now, like I didn't even realize they're playing tonight against Houston. And by the way, they're down 13-0
in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Dude, you know nationally their hype has died down what's their biggest story been so far this season? The Depends porta potty on the sidelines for Deion. If that's your biggest story, you're in trouble.
I do wonder what the end game is for Deion. And you hope his health is fine. Again, he was dealing with something serious in the offseason, but forget about health for a moment. Like, how long does he really want it? What does Deion Sanders need to prove in terms of his son is gone. Maybe his other son is still there. Is Shiloh still there?
No, Shiloh.
No, he's
he
gone.
got cut by the Bucks.
Okay, guys. So, I mean, if I'm Dion, how long do I need? I have the money. I've proven I can do it. What's he doing it for?
Probably because he likes coaching.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought he got into coaching a lot because of his children, truthfully. I think he's been on record for saying that. Like, hey, this is a way for me to be close to my children.
I think it's a way for him just to kind of stay close to the game too. Because, a lot of these guys, they have a hard time of just, putting the game away and just, not having anything to do with it. And this gives him a way to, still be involved in football. And I still kind of think that he's gonna, it might change this year with Florida State's hot start, but I still kind of think he's going to end up at Florida State at some point. But if he has, a bad season or two in Colorado, I don't think it's going to happen because he's not going to be that hot commodity anymore. He'll just be another alum.
Is he even a good coach?
It's a great question. I mean, that's a great question. That's a great question. You ask two people that, and they'll give you two different answers.
Like what was the record last year?
I think he's one game over 500 as a head coach.
Yeah, they're okay.
At Colorado.
Are they even good?
What did he do? I'm making up. He went like 3-9 and then followed up with like 8-4, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And now this year they're 1-1 and losing in their third game.
Like,
that's a good question.
Like, I don't know yet.
He's good from like you said, Colorado was like the laughing stock of power football and they weren't selling out Folsom Field. And the second he showed up, if you judge marketing as an important characteristic of a head coach, then he's a good coach.
No one markets better than Dion.
Yeah, I mean, so that part of it, I feel like he's a good coach. But you make a really interesting point. I don't know the answer to it, but I know this: if I'm Colorado, I'm trying to hold on to him for dear life because what's the other side look like?
It doesn't look great.
It wasn't good before, and I don't know if it's going to be good
it doesn't.
afterwards or not. All right, so Padres and Rockies coming up tonight, game 2 of this 4-game series. Again, it's going to be JP Sears on the mound for the Padres. We gave you the lineup earlier. Padres yesterday scored 2 runs, but they won because Randy Vasquez went 6 innings, struck out 9, and the bullpen went 3 scoreless innings. I don't know if you can count on that tonight or not with JP Sears on the mound, as in a 2-0 win.
I just don't want to look up in the 3rd inning or the 4th inning again tonight. It's 1-0 game.
The good of that is JP Sears is doing his part. The bad of that is, come on, offense, at some point, wake up.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
That's right.
It's that meme.
I don't know that meme. Like the alarm clock?
No, I'll have to show you during the break.
It's okay.
I think it's a pastor at a church, and he's just like, wake up, wake up.
You spend a lot of time online.
It's a problem.
You've seen is there anything, by and large, is there anything in an algorithm over the last 48 hours that you haven't seen? Has something been hidden from you in an algorithm? There's no way.
No chance. I've seen everything.
Any sports or you've seen the algorithm play out.
Yep, the news algorithm has been algorithming lately.
Yeah, not just that sport, whatever.
It's not even a word.
There's nothing that ever happens on social media that you do not see.
Yes. Like if you go to my TikTok right now, the algorithm, it's a messed up place.
Yeah, I haven't opened TikTok in like a year.
It's a lot of different. It's like 20 different directions.
Yeah.
It's like this over here, this over here, this over here, this over here. And I'm like, right. I see it all.
You see, I mean, yeah, there's some. Anyway, I forget what the point was. JP Sears.
Yes. No, I was explaining a meme to you, and you're like, "What are you talking about?"
Right. I just don't care.
Maybe there'll be a day when I just
there won't.
Put the phone down.
I'd be surprised. Even if you were in a different line of work, I don't see you as someone that's just put your phone down.
You don't think so?
No.
Don't think I'll just turn Amish one day and
yeah, exactly. You just go like work the land.
I just work the land.
I don't see it.
I end up getting a flip phone instead. Get all completely. It
would be. Listen, I mean, I'm jealous of people that like are able to do that.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
I mean, Sean Lewis, San Diego State's head coach, the OC for Dion 2 years ago, is not using social. He put out his last tweet. He said he's not using social. I've asked him since. He's like, it's amazing how much time you can save.
Like when we were kids.
You didn't even have it.
Nothing.
Didn't even exist.
It's like, you want to go play out in the park?
And it was fun.
Yes. Now I would play video games with like my N64.
Definitely.
And go like play with my PlayStation. But
even that was different because even now it's all socially connected.
It is.
Play video games. You're connected to people.
Yep.
Back in the day, it was like you and your buddy were over. You had 2 joysticks,
Yeah.
controllers.
That's what it was. It was like, hey, you guys want to come over and play video games?
And now
with
it's
me?
like your buddy can be in Oceanside and you can be in Chula Vista, and you
can
all night
you
long.
can play video games with people that you'll never ever
Meet
see
in your whole life.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a different way. Not that it's worse. I mean, I don't know. Some of it is worse. Some of it is definitely worse. Some of it might be better.
There is a Netflix documentary. I think I've talked about it before. I'm just going to find what it's called real quick. But I watched it a couple years ago. And oh my gosh.
Scary.
It makes you just kind of think like, maybe I shouldn't be on social media anymore. Let me see what this is. Hold on. Whoops.
Was it about young people on social media?
Why is it doing this? What the heck is going on? Yeah, I can't find it right now.
But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be the first documentary to suggest that social media might not be good for you.
I forget what it's called. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was. Oof. You watch it, and that shows you like what the algorithm does to somebody and what the phone does to somebody. And
yeah, that's scary, especially if you're young, right? Like,
yeah,
like I didn't have social media until I was an adult. I can't imagine how impressionable young people are. To give social media to someone that's 12.
The Social Dilemma.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And it was in 2020 during the pandemic.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Dude.
Yeah.
If you out there don't want to be on social media anymore,
watch that.
Watch it. I watched it and I still was like, I don't know if I want to be on social media, but the line of work, it's hard to do.
Follow at Jon and Jim on all social channels.
Yeah.
All right, stay with us. Jim's Back Page is next. Where's the time go? It's already 5:47. It's hard to believe.
Do you want to just do another 3 hours?
I mean, I'd do 4. I would do 4. I wouldn't do 3.
You would do more?
It's not enough time. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Do 24-hour marathon.
What would it take for you to do a 24-hour marathon? Not financially. Like, what would the circumstance be? If the Padres win a World Series, how long in a world could you be on air or in some forum if the Padres won the World Series? 24 is a lot.
I thought you were asking like what would be the only circumstance that I would consider doing it, and it would be a Padres World Series.
But 24 is a lot.
24 is a lot. I could go
6-8.
6-8.
Yeah. I agree.
I could go a full day.
We did.
I need to sleep, dude.
Our Game 5 Padres Dodgers last year wrap-up show was longer than the game. Time of game.
It's like 3 hours.
It's about 3 hours. Time of game was like 2.5. It was not a long game.
Quick game.
Yeah. It's just 2-0.
And we talked that day. Actually, we didn't.
I was in Wyoming.
I did a show with Jonathan Rifkin that day.
You did. I called in, or you had me on late in the show before the game.
That's right.
But yeah, 24 hours. If I had to, maybe. Like, I would consider it if there was a reason.
If someone said you have to do a 24-hour show in order for the Padres to win the World Series, then I'm doing a 24-hour show.
All right, but we started already. So we're already 4 hours in. We only have another 20 hours to go.
That's easy. It's light work.
That's not that bad. All right, let's get to it.
And also, too, if we did a 24-hour show, there would be a lot of time spent to just like not sports.
You'd have to.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like we would have a lot of segments just like talking about whatever.
Yeah, you have to. Unless they won the World Series.
That's the World Series. Then you're talking
you wouldn't
a lot.
Be like, hey, let's talk about pasta.
But we'd also have like a bunch of guests
and callers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Fans.
It would kind of be what we always joke about, how, we're going to break down every week 1 matchup. Yeah. You literally could.
That's right. All right, what do you got?
Outback Steakhouse, John. I know you don't go there. But
no rules, just right.
But here, what?
Look at that.
Wow.
That's our old tagline. Yeah.
That's pretty good. I do like Outback Steakhouse.
I like Outback.
Very underrated.
Definitely.
The one in Mission Valley, go there. It's very underrated, man. It's a good. They got like, when they bring out the bread.
Yeah, the rye bread.
Oh my gosh, the rye bread with the butter and the sourdough, and then like the salad. Oh my god,
you love Outback.
I think I love Outback now.
Do you like bloomin' onion? No. What's the other thing they have other than bloomin' onion? That's like an appetizer.
That's the only thing I remember.
That's
what they're famous for. Yeah.
Well, Outback Steakhouse is bringing some Aussie. It's good.
Aussie.
You need more A on it.
Aussie.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it either.
Some Aussie fun to the bar menu with the debut of its new Platypus Punch cocktail.
What?
Platypus.
The star of the lineup of their new eye-catching, refreshing drinks is the Platypus Punch, a vodka-based cocktail mixed with a deep grapefruit vodka, mango, and lemonade. It sets it apart as with its presentation. The drink is served alongside a small platypus egg filled with blue color changing tea. Guests can then crack the egg and pour it into the cocktail, transforming the drink's color into a dramatic fashion. The cocktail also comes with a keepsake. With an Aussie platypus, adding a collectible twist to the experience.
A keepsake, or you get a keepsake?
Keepsake.
That made no sense to me. Just to be clear, is there really a thing as a platypus in the egg, or is it just some fake thing?
No, it's a fake thing. The platypus is on top. It's like they put it on like an orange slice, and then you have the egg, and you crack the egg, and you pour the egg into the drink, and it changes the color of the drink.
Take Aaron tonight.
You know what? It's not a
bad idea, right?
Not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Krispy Kreme is bringing back their chocolate glazed donuts until September 14th. Krispy Kreme is once again giving fans reason to celebrate with the return of its much-loved chocolate original glazed donut, available for a limited time until September 14th. The specialty donut taste takes Krispy Kreme's iconic original glaze and coats it in rich chocolate glaze, creating a treat that has developed a cult following every time it reappears.
I didn't realize they didn't have a chocolate glazed donut.
No, it's like a chocolate donut, but then there's a chocolate glaze on it.
Okay.
So it's like double the
Gotcha.
chocolate.
Okay.
So get yours today.
Go there after dinner.
It's available until the 14th.
Go there after Outback.
Maybe.
Tonight. Okay.
Maybe. And finally, John, so YouTube has revised the Chiefs-Chargers rating numbers.
What?
Cites internal technical issues. They say that this is an unfortunate situation and will do better next time. The NFL's first ever exclusive broadcast on YouTube initially drew some numbers that gave the sports media world pause. Now YouTube is saying the story that those numbers told wasn't exactly correct.
So were they too high or too low with their initial numbers?
It sounds like they were too high. According to their updated figures, the audience breakdown was 18.5 million and 1.2 million outside of the U.S.
Okay, 18.5 million viewers for that game on Friday, the Chiefs-Chargers game?
Yeah, they originally said it was in the 20s.
Okay.
So less than what they thought.
You know what I found interesting when I watched that game? Was that chat was disabled. Can you imagine the chat on YouTube if that was
chat
enabled?
So the things that were disabled were the chat,
rewind,
and the amount of viewers that were watching at one time. You couldn't see how many viewers were actually watching at a time.
I noticed that.
That I read you could actually see that, but you had to back out. You know, like when you click on the video you want to watch, the screen before that, they would have the number of people. Yeah, but you couldn't view it while you were watching the video.
Man, that sounds like a lot of people to me, doesn't it? 18.5.
I thought it would have been
million.
more, honestly.
Because it's free.
Yeah, you know, they get that many people for Amazon and stuff like that when you have to pay for it. It's like, we're giving it to you for free. I thought it'd be at least a little more.
18 million. All right. That's all you got?
That's all I got. 3 stories. How you doing? In and out. Boom.
How you doing?
How are you doing, John?
Okay. By the way, Aaron Judge has hit his 362nd career home run, which puts him 4th in Yankees history.
Okay.
When you're 4th in Yankees history, you're a legendary figure, which he has been. 362 home runs is a lot in one uniform. Machado's got the Padres franchise record, right? And he's under
it's close to that, right?
No, he's under 200. Aaron Judge has hit 362, 4th most in Yankees history. All right, back Monday to react to the weekend. Obviously, the Padres and the Rockies, and then SDFC as well in action this weekend against Minnesota United. We're back Monday to recap it all at 2 p.m. If you missed anything today, you can go to sportsSD.com or the iHeartRadio app or iTunes or TuneIn Radio or Spotify. And if you're listening to us on podcast, please leave a review as well. All right, for Brent and Jim, I'm John. Keep it here. This is San Diego Sports 760.
Okay.
Bye-bye.